To be a Steelers, consider others before you consider yourself. To protect your brother, even from himself. To give support at your own expense. And when wearing the black and gold suit of armor, make sure nobody desecrates it, disrespects it. Most importantly, we ourselves don't dishonor it. From previous legends who have donned the black and gold. These virtues I learned while playing for the Steelers are what make the legacy of the black and gold timeless. They are passed down in the locker room from the steel curtain to anyone who valiantly wears the black and gold. Creating a brotherhood that is deeper than money, business, and winning. To be a Steelers, consider others before you consider yourself. This is our culture, Steeler culture. Now, here are your hosts, Rob and Dan, the SteelTwins.
You gonna hit it?
Let's ride.
There we go, yeah. It seems like every stream you're going to be hitting the let's ride, huh? Until we can no longer have fun.
Let's ride.
Riding. Yeah, whether it's this year or maybe another year down the road, that is yet to be seen, you know. But anyway, guys, what's going on? Thank you guys for tuning in on this Saturday night for episode 80 of the Steeler Culture Podcast. We are the SteelTwins live here on YouTube. Talk about the news that broke Monday afternoon, and that was Coach T, Mike Tomlin, being extended for another 3 years as Steelers head coach. Steelers Nation, Mike Tomlin, as we all knew, but it's just now completely confirmed. It is now in fine printing. It is in full contract. Mike Tomlin's not going anywhere, to no one's surprise. Art Rooney II couldn't wait to give Mike Tomlin that contract. He had that thing printed last season. He just needed to get. He had that thing printed before last season even began. Let's be real. No, you're right. You're right. He was never going to let Mike Tomlin's contract run out. Heading into this season, Mike Tomlin was entering the last year of his previous contract, and now he will be the Steelers head coach through the 2027 season, which means he will amaze 20-plus years as Steelers head coach. And that alone, think of Tomlin how you will, that alone is a rare feat for any coach in the NFL, man. It is. You don't see that. You don't hear that often at all. It's another accolade to Tomlin's already Hall of Fame resume. And yes, he is going to be a Hall of Fame coach, but clearly there are some concerns, or there are some mixed feelings, right? Not just mixed feelings, but more desires now than ever that we want from Mike Tomlin, now that he is extended. I'm going to come out and say it right now. My initial feeling, my feeling right now is I'm very mixed with it. I don't hate it, but I'm not in love with it. Only because, truthfully, right now, there is no one out there that could be better. Not until, obviously, the coaching hiring period starts, but that's not going to be for the Steelers in a long time now, clearly. No. So Tomlin is the guy to go with. Art Rooney II did not want him to go. He clearly believes Tomlin is the guy to continue to lead this team to success, to what we all hope and pray for and dream of at night, is ultimately number 7, right? So that's why he is here, and that's why Rooney II extended him.
Yeah.
You know, he said it in many interviews for the last year or so that he still thinks Tomlin can get it done. He doesn't want any other head coach coaching his franchise but Mike Tomlin. So
yeah, Rooney's stated several times in previous years and this year that he has all the faith in the world in Mike Tomlin. He has all the confidence in the world in Mike Tomlin. This extension just further proves that. We'll just see what Tomlin can bring to the table for the next 4 years as he's extended through the 2027 season.
Yes, and although he does believe in Tomlin, that is part of what I do believe is a large group of people. Myself included, no.
And I'm in that same boat with you. I'm just going to be flat out honest.
I do not believe that we can win a Super Bowl with Mike Tomlin. I do not think he can win us another Super Bowl. I want to be proven wrong. I obviously hope I'm proving wrong. He has 4 years to do it. I think this is his last contract extension. I just don't see him being the Steelers head coach for 25, 30 years. If Art Rooney II wants it to happen, he's probably going to make it happen. Does Mike Tomlin want that to happen? I don't know. But I think this is...
As long as he feels, not to interrupt you, but as long as he feels his job safe.
He's the most safe head coach in the entire NFL outside of Andy Reid.
Just look at his resume. Zero losing seasons in his 17-year career. That's all he's got to show Art Rooney. Let's be real.
There is no hot seat. That thing is as cold as ice. He is sitting on an iceberg, dude. Like, Tomlin's job is locked in. He has no fear for that job. But I think this is his last contract extension. But it needs to come with better success. It needs to come with better results than we've gotten the last 7, 8 years, which has been very mediocre.
Yeah.
I know it's overstated, but it's the truth, and it's very relevant to this discussion. The Steelers have not won a playoff game since 2016. We are going on 8 fucking years. In case you guys didn't know, that is the longest playoff win drought the Steelers have had since pre-Immaculate Reception.
Since that man right there, the jersey's right behind Dan here, before he made the play.
So that brings me great concern, and that brings me belief to myself personally that Mike Tomlin can't win us another Super Bowl. I don't believe it. Obviously, I hope I'm wrong. He has 4 years to do it. And if he can do it, I will swallow what I just said. He can make me eat my words. I want nothing more than that. Clearly, all I want is this team to hoist up number 7. I want to see them on that podium.
Yes. That's what we all want. At the end of the day, that's what we all want.
I just don't think Tomlin can do it because he hasn't won us a playoff game in 7 years.
Last time we won a playoff game, 2 things. One, James Harrison was on the team.
And we didn't score a touchdown.
We didn't score a touchdown. I was just about to get at that. You took it right out of my mouth. See, twins think alike. And that's a problem. That's been a long-lasting problem.
But the last 7 years, the Steelers have made the playoffs 4 times, and they've went one and done in each of those matchups. And each of those matchups, they have allowed 30 or more points. Some of those games being in their own territory.
Yeah.
It's a concern.
Massive.
It's a concern. It's now, if you want to give Tomlin the benefit of the doubt, yes, he had an aging quarterback. He didn't have the teams that he has now going into this season on paper. On paper, this season in 2024 is the best Steelers team I can remember since, I would say, 2020, when they went 11-0.
If you want to go further back, 2017.
Yeah.
When we were 13-3.
I think the depth in certain departments could be better, but from a starter aspect and the talent all over the board, this is the best team since 2020.
Yeah, the potential, the talent, the value aspect of where some of these players were selected and picked up.
And we clearly have the best quarterback on the roster since those days.
Yeah. The mentality aspect as well.
Leadership.
Like on paper, the crew, the talent that Omar Khan and company have assembled for this man, Mike Tomlin, to lead, to coach, is out of this world. It's unreal.
Yeah, he has no excuses. Not that he had any in the past. I don't think he had any in the past, but he has no excuses now, bro. Like, this is the best team he's had in a long time. They have obviously made a playoff push in every single year that Mike Tomlin has been head coach. No losing seasons. We get it.
We do not care.
I don't give a shit because it hasn't won us anything but participation trophies. And just like Debo, I don't want it.
No.
I don't want it.
You can listen. Not losing seasons is great and all. That's fine and dandy. But I don't
What do
care.
you-
I
okay.
don't care. Now listen, I don't care if it's overstated. Like Jesus Christ, the non-losing season stat is overstated.
Well,
Jesus
here's the thing.
Christ.
The non-losing seasons part would be even greater if he had more accolades to add to that, such as an extra Super Bowl or better playoff success in recent years.
Yeah, listen, since Super Bowl 45, since the Steelers' last playoff or Super Bowl appearance exactly, the Steelers and Mike Tomlin are 3-8 in the playoffs.
Yes.
Mike Tomlin's overall record in the postseason is 8-10. So when people say, "Oh, he doesn't have a losing record," technically he does, and it's the record that counts the most.
Yeah.
The postseason is your season.
And what Mike Tomlin claims as a one elimination tournament, single game elimination tournament.
And that's what it is.
Yeah. So that is where my concern draws with Mike Tomlin. Yes, he has never had a losing season, blah, blah, blah. And if you want to give Tomlin anything, every single year he has been head coach, he has kept the Steelers within a playoff push. And not many coaches can do that. You got to give him some flowers there. But again, is that it for us? Is that our ceiling? Is that our Lombardi now? Is that our goal, our standard?
For the past 8 years, that's been our standard. And I'm sorry, but that's not the Steelers standard. The Steelers standard back in the day was making to the playoffs, but performing and playing and winning playoff games. Sometimes even in dominant fashion.
Yes.
Getting to the Super Bowl, winning Super Bowls. That was the standard. The standard nowadays is just
above 500.
That. And getting a playoff berth as a 6th or now 7th seed nowadays. I'm sorry, but I'm not all for that.
No.
Especially if the outcome is just a blowout, 30 points to the opposing offense.
Which we've seen
5 times since the Patriots game in 2017 AFC Championship.
We've seen the last 5 playoff matchups with the Steelers. It's been the same story, the same song and dance, the same everything. We get a terrible start. We get blown out. We try to make a comeback in garbage time.
And that's why...
And it ultimately ends in another L.
Yes. And that's why every year, since I want to say 2020, since we were doing this thing passionately, this YouTube thing, this podcast,
right?
Since 2020, we've been stating every year has been nothing but rinse and repeat. I'd argue, before that has been the same case.
Ever since...
Rinse and repeat. Dude, go back to last year. Go back to last year's fucking preview. Swear jar, I know. Go back to last year's previews. Season review. We stated that it was the same thing as the 2022 season. 2022 season review. We said it was the same season as the 2021 season. It's rinse and repeat with this team.
No, because
rinse and repeat with this guy.
This team's result, well, technically, the team's start and end has been the same since, I would say, 2018. But more so since 2020. Well, no, 2021. Where it's been a poor start. We have a very slow start in the season, which obviously this season, looking at our schedule, especially the second half, we cannot have that. We just can't.
Can't afford it.
Because if we do, we're going to have the same situation we've had the last couple of years where we have climbed back up from that slow start.
Yeah.
And then we'll lose games we shouldn't, like, the Patriots and the Cardinals last year.
Oh, my God.
And then we have to ask for teams like the Titans to help us get into the playoffs.
Yeah. The Tennessee Titans of all teams.
Keep in mind, you don't lose to those 2 teams. You don't have to do that. You're already in.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to come down to the wire.
No.
Now, yes, he hasn't had the teams that he is going to have this upcoming season on paper. Yes. But if you are a strong enough team to make a playoff push, like Tomlin has led his team every year for however long he's been a coach now, right? Then you should be strong enough to still make a decent playoff push or push for a playoff victory.
Or compete in the playoff game.
Yes.
But every other time they have not. Every time they have not been able to do so. They've gotten blown out.
I'm not going to lie to you guys, man. I'm very excited about this season. I'm very excited about this football team. This is the best football team I think that we have had in a long time. Like we said, since 2020. If everything is according to plan on paper, if everyone stays healthy, if everyone lives up to the hype, if the coaching steps up, most importantly, then yes, I think we can have a great season. I think we have an exciting year.
Yeah.
But in the back of my mind, I do have a fear that it's just going to be the same season, the same story all over again.
The same song and dance, the same movie.
The coaching has always failed us. I've always said the biggest difference between us and other teams is the coaching.
Yeah. Tomlin clearly has a better offensive coordinator now in Arthur Smith. He doesn't have Matt Canada
Or Randy Fichtner.
He
doesn't have his best buddies no more.
He doesn't. No, he has an actual offensive-minded offensive coordinator with prior experience, which is what he wanted.
Yeah.
He made that known. He wanted someone like that, and he got that in Arthur Smith. So, yes, the coaching is improved. Everyone is going to have to step up.
And the quarterback position has drastically improved.
Yes. So, yes, he has a better team this year. So, what we're saying is there was no better option for the Steelers, at least not right now, and clearly not for another 4 years at this point since he's locked under contract.
Yeah.
But this better come with better success. This better come with playoff success, a playoff push. And hopefully, fingers crossed, a Lombardi. He has 4 years to do it. This team is incredibly young. He has so many studs under rookie contracts. He's not paying a quarterback massive money. You could stack as much as you want. You've improved the offensive scheme, the offensive side by many measurables, right? Like, you can just go on a full-fledged push.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can go on a full-fledged go for number 7.
That's the goal.
Like, you have the improvements. You have the O-line. You have the quarterback, hopefully, right? You have someone like Russell Wilson who has a chip on his shoulder. Russell Wilson and Justin Fields who have chip on their shoulders, but especially Wilson he hasn't made the playoffs since 2020.
Yeah.
You know, he has something to prove. So hopefully this team has a little fire lit under him. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that this contract just comes with better success for the team.
Yeah. And believe it or not, guys, since our last playoff win, 2016, this is now the 4th time that Tomlin has been gifted a contract extension by Art Rooney II.
Right.
2017, prior to the 2017 season, he was given a 4-year contract. 2019, he was given a 1-year extension that got him through the 2021 season. 2021, he was given a 3-year contract, which got him to the 2024 season. Now here we are talking about his 4th contract extension that will take him to the 2027 season.
Right.
I'm not saying Tomlin's not the guy to lead the team because I've never doubted Tomlin as a leader, as a vocal person.
You
as a father
can't.
figure.
No one can deny that.
He's the leader that he is, the person that he is a major reason why many people want to come and play for this team because of the type of person and leader that Tomlin is.
Well, that's why Deshaun Elliott, that's why Patrick Queen came to the Steelers via free agency.
That's why Russell Wilson decided to sign here, right?
Yeah. So, yes, like clearly, you know, not one single player in the entire NFL is going to have anything bad to say about Mike Tomlin. That's how great of a character he is. That's how great of a person, of a coach he is. But when it comes to the games that matter the most, that's where he kind of just draws the line.
This extension, I was never surprised by it whatsoever. I fully expected it. I mean, it was announced by Mike Florio, I think it was before the Bengals game
last year
that Mason started. He mentioned that Steelers never wanted to move on from Tomlin and that Art Rooney wanted to extend him and had planned for the future for Mike Tomlin.
No, Art Rooney was never going to let him go.
No, so this signing this extension didn't surprise me one bit. All I asked for Tomlin is for him to step up.
Yeah.
When it comes to playoff time, when it comes to the big games.
And that goes for the entire team in general, but especially coaching.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, the Steelers are one of the teams to definitely look out for on paper. Not just the AFC, but the entire NFL.
Right.
The talent is out of this world. It's unreal. From a talent scale, it's crazy.
It's just weird because you mentioned like this is his 4th extension since our last playoff game, or our playoff win.
He's been extended because of his regular season stats. That's it.
Yeah.
It's got to be more than that.
No, it does. But, it's more so now than ever because I think this is his last bit with the team.
I would say, I would argue that this upcoming season, if not just this season, but the upcoming years with the talent that Omar Khan has assembled, has brought together for Mike Tomlin, it is the most important stretch of years for Mike Tomlin.
Yes. I think this is it.
This is the time for Tomlin to prove to Steelers Nation that's doubting him, to the people in the NFL that are doubting him, and the Steelers team, that Tomlin can still coach
and
to the level of a top NFL coach. He can still get his team back to where they need to be.
And if you want me to give him the benefit of the doubt, I will. And I'll say this is why. Look at the team he has. Look at the players he has under rookie contracts. Look at the cap space that we're going to have in the next couple of years without having to pay a quarterback massive amounts of money. Trevor Lawrence type money. Undeserving, by the way.
$275 million, geez.
Yeah. Look at the players on the contract still. George Pickens, he'll get extended probably next year, right? You still got Jaylen Warren, who's going to be extended, I would imagine. Najee's on the last year of his rookie contract. He might get extended, might not. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
But you're looking at most of the offensive line, man. Broderick Jones is on a rookie contract. Joey Porter Jr. is on a rookie contract. Troy Fautanu is on a rookie contract. Zach Frazier's on a rookie contract. All the guys are on rookie contracts. This year, last year, the guys prior, right? Yeah. They're on rookie contracts. So he has guys that can build this team, and he can make a significant push with a better coaching staff.
Yeah, he does.
So if you want my benefit of the doubt, there it is.
And again,
listen. I don't believe he can do it for us. But if there was a team that he could assemble, that he did assemble where he could, it's this team. It has to be. He has no choice.
this is the most important stretch of years for Mike Tomlin. Omar Khan has assembled quite a unit.
Yeah.
At least on paper. That's all on paper. That's all for the players to live up to the value of where they were selected and signed to. That's up for the players to live up to their potential.
Right.
But it's also up to the coaches to get them, the players, to that point. It's also up to Mike Tomlin to lead this team, to get them to that to get them to the promised land. Mike Tomlin is at the top of that page.
Right. So, like, our criticisms about Tomlin never changed. Never changed. Still won't until we see...
Until proven otherwise.
Until we see better success. Until we see a playoff victory, a playoff push. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I want. So, overall, with this extension, clearly it was inevitable. Everyone and their grandmamas knew it, right? I'm not upset about it because who do we have that's a better option? Like, everyone says that, and they're kind of right. I would say... Perhaps like the Texans offensive coordinator, the Lions offensive coordinator, the Texans quarterback coach, Mike McDaniel, if he proves himself as the offensive coordinator. Right. But clearly that's not happening because Mike Tomlin's not going anywhere.
No.
But they would have had no better options. But my knack with it is there better be some better success. There better be some better reward.
Much more expectations to come.
Yeah.
There's got to be.
So
no excuses. I'm sorry. There's zero.
So Mike Tomlin is still going to remain the Steelers head coach to no one's surprise, but let's just hope that we can grow farther and grow further into hopefully a playoff push, and ultimately what we all want is a Lombardi.
Can't really say, we're Super Bowl bound until we at least win a playoff game.
Yeah.
That's for Tomlin to showcase to everybody that he can still do it.
Hopefully it's this year. I'm not expecting a Super Bowl this year. I would obviously love it, but that's just a little unrealistic. Maybe it happens. Weirder things have happened. I just don't think it's going to happen. I want a playoff push this year. That way in 2025, we can make it like a significant fucking go.
Yeah.
Because we got to have all these guys under their belt. A year or two under their belt. Then we can make a full go. Mm-hmm. With a majority of these guys still under contract for years to come. You know what I mean? With guys like... potentially Muth, Warren, Najee to extend. Maybe James Daniels, hopefully.
Right.
Guys like that. We get those extended, we can make a full go. I want to see growth. I want to see better reward.
I want to see progression from this team because every year, we just been in the middle. Every year we have not moved. We haven't even gone backwards. We're just there.
Well, every year it's just been the same start and end.
We need progression.
And the fear is that might happen again, but hopefully, I'm going to lock that in the back and hope it doesn't open.
See, this is why, despite, it doesn't change my excitement level coming into this upcoming season. It doesn't. I haven't been this excited for a Steelers season, and I can't even tell you how long.
Yeah, don't get our words twisted.
Probably since Ben came back from his injury in 2020.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Don't get our words twisted. We are incredibly excited about this season.
But every year.
But the goal and the ultimate reach, I do feel could still be the same than prior years, just based on what we saw. Granted, we're going to have a better team this year if everything goes according to paper.
Yeah, but because of the prior history of what Tomlin has given us, has shown at the end of every year, that's why I keep my expectations at a bare minimum. I keep them kind of low because if they exceed my expectations, then that's even genuine excitement. That's even greater for me to enjoy.
Because I don't want my expectations to be high and then I'm let down because of the same old Steelers.
Right, because listen, it's funny you say that because I started telling myself that right after the 2020 season. Because right after the 2020 season, where we made that 11-0 start and an ultimate collapse, we were like, you know what, Ben needs to go at this point. We need to go with Mason, see what he has. If he doesn't prove himself in 2021, go get a quarterback, and it's just been the same story ever since.
Yeah.
It's like, ever since then, I've had the same expectation and the same ultimate ceiling in my belief for the Steelers that year. And ultimately, I still feel that way this year, just based on prior success. But that doesn't change my excitement because I do want to see that team go over that hump because I know they can do it. I see the improvements. I'm excited over the improvements.
I'm excited about the talent.
Now it's time to just go. It's time to just get over that hump.
Take that next step, go the extra mile, go over that hump. Go out there on that football field and prove yourself.
Yeah.
Prove why you got this extension. Prove why you are capable of still coaching this historic franchise,
Absolutely.
Coach.
Otherwise, if we get the same song and dance like we have since 2021 pretty much, I'm going to be one incredibly pissed off Steelers fan.
Yeah, we're going to say what we stated last year. Tomlin will never win a Super Bowl as long as he's still his head coach.
Yeah,
the Steelers will never win another Super Bowl until Tomlin leaves.
Yeah.
That's what we stated last year. And that's still our beliefs until proven otherwise.
After the Texans game, we made that the title of that video. And our view has not changed. But he's still the coach. He's obviously going to have our full support. We know where he can lead us. We just hope he pushes further along that wall.
Yeah. I want nothing more than that, Coach. Please go out there and prove yourself.
So, Coach T, let's get to work.
Let's ride, right?
I guess.
That's right.
We got a couple super chats in the chat, man. Shout out to Jonathan Scott with a $2. Said, hope Mike T proves us wrong and shows improvement. Feel the same way, John. Eddie T, YouTube channel with a $9.99. He says, y'all do realize that Big Ben was part of them garbage blowouts. Not all Mike T's fault. Big Ben threw 5 interceptions in that game, and in this current one playoff game, Mason did throw an interception. You're not wrong. In fact, for that Browns blowout, I did blame Ben for that blowout.
Because that game, Ben showed his age. I mean, my God. That tail end of 2020, I mean, Ben's age was
No, he put us in
very
a
evident.
cave. He put us in a massive grave. And that's why after that game, we said, Ben needs to go. We need to run with Mason. And they didn't do that.
No, they didn't.
It took them 3 years to do it.
Yeah.
It took them 3 fucking years to do it, swear Dry.
Yeah.
As for the Bills game, I do believe it was winnable. If it wasn't for the offensive mistakes, if it wasn't for the offensive turnovers, I do believe it could have been winnable. But it's also the poor preparation. And that all starts with coaching.
Yeah, that's inexcusable. And that's just not the regular season, but that's the postseason just as much.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but how are you a defensive-minded coach, right? And then your defense in the past 5 playoff games has given up 30 or more points.
Hopefully that's not the case this year.
I hope not. Fingers crossed.
I find myself saying that every year, but hopefully this time I'm proven right, God damn it.
Yeah.
One of these times I got to be right?
And I'm not saying Tomlin's got to be perfect because the truth is nobody is. Noel never was. Cowher never was.
No, it took
Tomlin never
Listen,
is.
it took Andy Reid forever. It took Andy Reid to finally trade up for his quarterback to get a Super Bowl, and now he has 3. 3, I think.
Yes, they're a dynasty.
3 already?
They're a dynasty,
Damn.
yeah.
Yeah. So things like that happen. Who knows? We might not win a Super Bowl until Tomlin's able to finally draft his guy. Because that might be next year. That might be 2026. I don't know. We don't know what the future holds at the quarterback position because this year is still even a mystery. Exciting, but it's still a mystery.
Yeah, you're right.
So maybe it takes for that to happen. I do believe good things come with patience. So perhaps, this is the last chance for Tomlin. Maybe he knows that. Maybe he understands that, and that lights something under him.
Just show something in the playoff game, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
A playoff game. Just show something.
But Mike Tomlin's going to remain the head coach. So there's a poll in the chat. The majority of guys think it's a good extension. 64%, 97 votes think that, they're feeling good about the Tomlin extension. I'm in the middle for obvious reasons. But, hey, regardless, man, Tomlin's the head coach, and we're still going to root behind him. And clearly, I'm excited for the season.
As am I.
Nothing's going to change my excitement until we see what truly happens on the football field
throughout the weeks. But leading up, man, I couldn't be more hype, especially hearing some of this news coming out of mandatory minicamp where everybody was present, including Cam Hayward.
Yes, he was.
So a lot of good stuff coming out of minicamp. You want to recap some of it?
Yeah, sure. What do you want to start off with? Do you want to start off with Peyton Wilson here? What Terrell Austin said about Peyton Wilson?
Yeah, when you discuss the excitement for this season, one of the few guys that comes to my mind immediately is Peyton Wilson.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still mind blown. What a steal at 98. My goodness.
Yeah.
And throughout minicamp, throughout OTAs, he's been a stud. He's been healthy. He's been a worker. In fact, he's impressed Terrell Austin enough that Terrell Austin said a very interesting comment regarding Peyton Wilson and what his immediate impact could be regarding the dime backer position.
Yes. Terrell Austin stated at minicamp that the rookie inside linebacker Peyton Wilson has a chance to be the Steelers' dime package linebacker right away.
Wow.
Largely due to the fact of his athleticism and his coverage skills.
Yes, which clearly, if you see the tape, I mean, there's no reason to see why.
Yeah.
There's, it's just, it flies off the radar, dude. It just pops off the screen when you watch it.
Yeah. Terrell Austin's not the only one that Wilson has been impressing, however. He has also been getting praise from inside linebackers coach Aaron Curry regarding his football intelligence, mature attitude, and Curry actually compared his speed, since he's lightning fast for his position. He compared his speed to Bobby Wagner, which is fitting because Curry used to be teammates with Bobby Wagner back in Seattle.
Yeah. And he was a linebackers coach for Seattle before coming to the Steelers.
Yeah.
So,
Indeed.
It's, being around guys like that and coming to what is an incredible linebacker room, especially if Cole Holcomb can get healthy. My God.
Yeah, we're looking at Patrick Green, potentially Cole Holcomb. We already got Landon Roberts, who was a dog last year.
And then Peyton Wilson, bro. I don't know a better linebacker room. Maybe the Niners, because clearly, Warner, Greenlaw.
Yeah, but as far as what the Steelers have had in recent memory, this is the most stacked that I could recall in a long time.
Yeah. This linebacker room is clean, bro. It is stacked.
Yeah.
And regarding Peyton Wilson being the potential starting dime backer or the linebacker in dime packages, it's crazy because when he says something like that, that means that a guy like Patrick Queen would be on the bench in those packages. Because the way dime packages roll, at least regarding the Steelers, it's 6 defensive backs, 4 rushers along the line, and then a linebacker. Or 3 rushers and then 2 linebackers, if they want to do that.
Yeah.
Rather than keep Queen and Wilson on the field, if they desire to. But they could just go 6 DBs, 4 rushers on the line, and then 1 linebacker. That 1 linebacker in that dime package would be Peyton Wilson over Patrick Queen. That is impressive.
Yeah. You look at the 2 football players, right? Queen's obviously more of the small stature, although Queen's still a physical linebacker. He's still a hell of a player. While Peyton Wilson, he's got more of that linebacker build. He's like, 6'3", 6'4", like 200, almost 240 pounds, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
With his speed, his athleticism, coverage skills, this man was supposed to be a first-round selection. Many people thought he was going to go in the first round.
After that 40, I was sold.
But, of course, medicals, people get concerned about that. Teams get concerned about that. He fell all the way to the tail end of the 3rd round, the Eagles pick that we got from the Kenny Pickett trade, and now he's a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Yeah.
It's crazy how it works that way. And hearing this news, hearing what Terrell Austin said, I'm not surprised by that. Especially when you look at the tape that Wilson did back in his college days at NC State.
Yeah.
The guy was just a dog. The guy was just all over the place. And regarding potentially...
Grease lightning.
Regarding potentially, taking that role from Patrick Queen, I wouldn't be surprised if they were to split roles if they desire, to go with them inside linebacker rotations that they love to do. It would keep the linebacker room healthy in that regard as well, because our luck with inside linebackers has just not been great. So doing those rotations, whether it's dime packages or just getting, the normal scheme in there, just to rotate those guys, those 4 guys in there. That would keep the defense or the opposing offense is confusing with the defensive packages that Terrell Austin may be scheming up.
It really depends on the mismatch and who best suits whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for it. So hearing great things about Peyton Wilson, mandatory minicamp's over. So we already got through rookie minicamp, we already got through OTAs, and now mandatory minicamp. Next is now training camp in Latrobe, dude. That's a little over a month away, but It'll be here before you know it, clearly, because we're already in mid-June. It is the 15th of June already.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Already.
So we'll be in Latrobe before you even know it.
Yeah. And regarding Latrobe, Wilson was actually asked in the locker room if any vets have given him any advice or have talked to him about the upcoming training camp. Payne Wilson stated, yeah, they have said that it's one of the hardest camps in and around the league, but I'm blue collar. I grew up on a farm, and I'm super excited to kind of put the ball down and just play ball. So he's a worker. He's a worker. It's the type of mentality that you love to have in the locker room.
Love that mentality. Love that kind of worker, man. Puts his head down, goes to work, shows out, and repeats.
Damn straight.
Love that shit, bro.
Damn straight.
Yeah. So Peyton Wilson, he's gonna be a stud, and I can't wait to see him in Latrobe and then ultimately preseason, because that's where our first bit of Peyton Wilson we're gonna get to see in the black and gold.
Definitely a guy to keep a real close eye on.
Right.
If there was a rookie that I would have to say I'm real excited to see, is definitely Peyton Wilson.
Yeah.
That's just my 2 cents there.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Anything else regarding minicamp?
Well, we talked about one rookie who was supposed to be a first rounder. Let's talk about our first round selection, Troy Fautanu.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up, because this news excites the ever living shit out of me. Swear joy.
Yeah, indeed. So Omar Khan, Steelers general manager Omar Khan, he was on 93.7 the Fan, I think it was 2 days ago. He was talking about Troy Fautanu, and he confirmed that Troy Fautanu will play at right tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, he did not say whether he'd start the season or not. That's obviously for training camp to determine. But, I mean, there you go. Like, Troy Fautanu is going to be right tackle for the Steelers down the road.
Yeah, clearly they're not gonna. They didn't even start Broderick last year. Now Fautanu's a better prospect than Broderick was, but they're not. They didn't even start Broderick day one last year.
Yeah. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Fautanu were to be the day one starter, considering the fact that he was their number 2 ranked tackle just after Joe Alt on their draft boards,
well,
and you know, just his athleticism.
Well, it's just also the fact they drafted 2 tackles in back-to-back years. Why wouldn't you start them day one? Broderick is ready. Broderick's ready to go.
Yeah.
Fautanu is comfortable at right tackle. Khan has admitted Fautanu will play right tackle for the Steelers because of his athleticism, because of his cross-training over at Washington, like Fautanu mentioned. And Fautanu is comfortable in that area, and clearly he protected the non-blind side from Michael Penix in Washington.
Yeah.
So he's already comfortable with protecting that. So go for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let Broderick Jones move over to left tackle and let him protect the blind side.
Yeah. And there you go. I mean, your franchise tackles are set in stone for the next 4 to 5 years.
Now that's
and that's great to have.
I agree.
Now that's the plan on paper. That's the plan. But I mean, like, looking at how Broderick did in his rookie year, which was, you know, pretty solid. You know, he was very solid at right tackle, but we all seen how he was as a left tackle. Omar Khan alluded that he was drafted to be a left tackle. He will eventually go back to left tackle. The selection of Troy Fautanu, who fell, by the way, in the first round, pretty much solidifies exactly what's going to be happening at the tackle position for the future.
Now, I don't believe it's going to be an immediate transition. It's not going to be an immediate move. It's not going to be a lock. Like, hey, we drafted Fautanu. He's the starter. Move Broderick to left. It's not that simple. That's the goal long term. Khan has confirmed that with what he just said about his 2 tackles.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's going to be locked in as we speak right now. They clearly want to see what he does in camp and preseason against like a Dan Moore or like a Broderick Jones at right tackle.
Right.
If Fautanu is not ready enough to play right tackle in the Steelers' eyes, they are still going to start Broderick at right. Does Fautanu start at left? God knows, I hope so. But regardless, I don't know if it's going to be immediate because we do got to see how Fautanu is and how comfortably he fits at right tackle. He's already been getting reps at right tackle in rookie minicamp and OTAs, clearly through mandatory minicamp. So they're already inserting him there. He's comfortable there. Now I just can't wait to see how he fits in that role, where we can finally move Broderick back to his comfortable spot.
Yeah.
None of this mixed matching garbage, bro.
No.
Put these guys where they're comfortable. Put these guys where they're natural. And for the love of God, protect our quarterbacks.
Yes, indeed.
Protect Russell Wilson.
Indeed, man. You know, regarding Fautanu, our offensive line coach, Pat Meyer, he was talking to the media, and he stated that Fautanu talked to him
about the tackle position, and he said that Fautanu felt better on the right side than the left side. Here's the actual quote by Pat Meyer. He said, "I don't think it's been as hard for him, Fautanu, to change and do that as it would be for any other guy. To be honest with you, when I talked to the kid before drafting him, he said he felt better on the right side than the left."
There you go. And this is a guy that didn't play right tackle at all for his last 2 years at Washington.
No, he didn't.
And he was already a first-round left tackle. Now put him back at right, or put him at right full-time, I'm hoping he fits like a glove.
Yeah.
So we can put Broderick over there, and then our tackles you got your franchise guys for the next 4 years minimum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And clearly, if these tackles live up to the pedigree, you got to pay both of them. It's not going to be cheap, but we're not paying no big quarterback money, so go for it.
No.
You know what I mean?
Definitely do so. You know, when you look at Fautanu and you hear how he is about the sport of football, how he plays football, his mentality, and you see the tape, you see the film on how he plays, his tenacity and everything. I said on draft night when we selected him, he reminds me a lot of Penei Sewell, or Penei Sewell, however you want to say his first name. And the comparison is pretty crazy because Sewell did not play right tackle at college in Oregon.
No, in fact, he started at right tackle. He's been starting at right tackle. He's been locking down right tackle for Goff, and he just got paid the biggest tackle contract in NFL history.
And he was able to transition so smoothly because of his athleticism, because of his football intelligence, his high IQ.
Yes. Fautanu portrays all of that.
And Fautanu admitted that he models his play to Sewell.
And if he is half the player that Penei Sewell is, we got ourselves a steal.
That's a slam dunk. That's a slam dunk first-round selection there.
We got ourselves a steal, man. So our tackles are looking finally solidified. Our tackles are looking like a non-issue. We don't have to draft tackle for a number of years now. So when you think of mock drafts in future years, right? You don't got to worry about tackle in the first round for the first time in a long time.
No.
Thank God.
Hopefully no longer the days of Dan Moore and Chuck Okorafor.
Who? Isn't he a backup with the Patriots now?
Is he a backup?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, best wishes to Chuck's, but our tackles on paper are looking pretty stellar, and I'm excited for them.
It's amazing, man. So just when you think of great things from our rookie class, I mean, those pop off the screen already. We haven't even gotten into training camp yet. Clearly, we got to see if it all executes on the field. That's what's most important, and it'll be here before you know it. But it's all sounding good and peachy right now. Yeah. So good things coming out of Fautanu. Good things coming out of Peyton Wilson. And interestingly, good things coming out of Calvin Austin III.
Yes.
Who is technically coming into his second year because he was out all of his rookie year. So, and don't receivers typically make a jump in year two? Hasn't that been a theme with the Steelers, unless you're Chase Claypool? That receivers jump in their second year?
Yeah. Technically, it would be his second year playing for the Steelers.
So you look at in years past, Juju blew up in his second year. I mean, this is best year to date.
Yes.
Clearly, you look at Deontay. He jumped in his second year. Pickens had 1,000 yards last year.
Yeah.
So
hell, you can go back all the way to AB. I think his second year he got 1,000 yards, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So it's like we have a trend of second-year guys making a big jump. But Calvin Austin III is being praised a lot by our new wide receiver coach.
Yeah, Zach Asani. Yeah, he's got nothing but praise. Apparently, he's really standing out. He's really going out there and performing, and he's impressing a lot of the Steelers coaches, including new wide receiver coach Zach Asani.
Yes. Now, Calvin Austin is never going to be a wide receiver 2. He's too small for that. And he's not going to be like a Tyreek Hill, like everyone was trying to hype him up, but he can be a very good complementary. He can be a great weapon. I still think he is underutilized. I think we could really use his speed, man. We don't have that. We have that in Roman Wilson now, but we don't really have that track star speed if we don't have Calvin Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we had that last year. He had that deep touchdown against the Raiders. That's about it. Like, that's the extent we used of Calvin Austin.
And that was early into the season. After that, I mean, he was as quiet as a mouse.
Yeah, like I still think Calvin Austin can provide something for this offense. I think he can provide a big playmaking ability. Kind of
like a what's his name from the Rams? I'm drawing a blank. What's his name? What's his name, man?
You're not thinking of Tutu, are you?
Yeah, Tutu Atwell.
Okay.
Thinking of Tutu Atwell.
Yeah, Tutu's pretty fast. He's pretty speedy.
Well, they're similar guys, similar
yeah,
stature.
it's similar stature, but similar play. You know, Tutu's still a handy receiver for the Rams.
Well, you saw what Tutu did last year for the Rams, especially at the start of the season. I feel like Calvin Austin can apply that. Tutu's obviously not like one of the most reliable guys. He was used as a number 2 last year when Kupp was still on IR.
Right.
And he provided enough. Calvin Austin's not going to be the 2. He doesn't need to be the 2, okay? That's too much on him. He just doesn't have number 2 traits. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have the size. He doesn't have all that, right?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
He could complement Pickens decently, but like that, he's not going to get the full responsibility. But I think he can be a very good weapon. I think this is going to be a great opportunity for him because I do want the Steelers to give guys like Roman Wilson and Calvin Austin the opportunity to prove themselves.
And I think they will because, you know, there's still talk, there's still debate that the Steelers are still looking at wide receiver, looking into trade market for a big-name wide receiver. I do think the move will happen, but I don't think it's going to happen unless they feel like it's absolutely of dire need.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? The guys that they have now, Roman Wilson, Calvin Austin, the guys they brought in free agency this past offseason, they will give the guys the opportunity because it's the reason why they brought them in. And Calvin Austin coming into technically his second year playing for the Steelers, but his third year of his career, you know, it should be fair to give Calvin Austin that chance, that opportunity, especially with a new wide receiver coach.
Scotty Miller. What about Scotty Miller?
You mean the significant playmaker Brian McFadden was talking about?
Exactly, Scotty Miller. What about Scotty Miller?
What about him?
I don't know. The chat said we have Scotty Miller. What about Scotty Miller? He ain't getting playing time over Calvin Austin.
Speedy Scotty?
I guess.
What about CA3?
He peaked with TB12, bro.
That was, 4 years ago?
Yeah.
We'll see what he does. We'll see what he does again. Again, opportunity.
He's not getting playing time over Calvin Austin.
Opportunity.
I wouldn't think so. No, I listen. He's clearly impressing our new wide receiver coach.
Yeah.
And you know he stayed healthy most of last season. I think we could really use him as a weapon. I think Arthur Smith, if he wants to get creative, can really use his speed to just distract defenses or to get something going in the deep ball or just use his speed to threaten defenses.
Yeah.
Defenses see him on the field. They know his presence. They acknowledge his speed. That's going to keep them guessing. That's going to keep them on their toes. That's going to make us a little unpredictable. That's where we can use Calvin Austin.
Right.
He doesn't have to be the most stat producing. He doesn't have to be the biggest playmaker. But if you use him in a way where defenses are going to be worried by his presence in the lineup, that's all you need from him.
Right.
And then, yes, he is a guy that can make some plays if necessary.
Yeah.
If he's able to just get open in the field or get the ball thrown to him if he gets the targets.
Yeah, I do feel Calvin Austin can still be a handy weapon for the Steelers offense, for Arthur Smith. It's up to Austin to obviously showcase what he's doing in practice to translate all that to the football field.
Sure.
That is what's most important. But what I'm hearing from Calvin Austin throughout OTAs and minicamp and all that, you know, I love hearing that type of stuff. I love hearing about growth, about guys standing out, guys showcasing their ability on the football field. And that does bring me a level of excitement to see if they can really do that on the football field. In an NFL game. If they do that, then that's even better.
Well, I remember like last camp and last preseason, he was a threat in the deep ball. You know, his presence was there. His speed clearly is you know.
His speed, it still does. It still stands out the most about Calvin Austin.
Right. I mean, you think of Calvin Austin, you think, wow, he's fast. And we used that. We saw that in preseason. And if he can build upon what he did in his technically first year last year, if he can create better separation, if he can get a little bigger, if he can work as a receiver even more, yeah, I think he can be a decent target. I think he could be that depth piece to where we could depend on.
Yeah, and I do want to see more from Calvin Austin because I did like his highlights coming out of Memphis. I thought he was a very stud player coming out of college. It's just, you know, his rookie year was played with an injury. That really, you know, was a big bummer for all of us since we were excited about, you know, his lightning fast speed and his college highlights, stuff like that.
Yeah. Obviously, he still has yet to show it, but if there's any time for him to do so, it's definitely this upcoming year, and I hope he does.
Yeah. So pretty much in all, like, I don't think he got the opportunity last year, and he's going to get the chance this year. And I think the Steelers should give it to him before making a move.
Yeah.
If they still are trying to make a move, which I do believe is the idea from Khan.
Yeah.
But I want to see Roman Wilson. I want to see Calvin Austin get the chance, and let's see what these guys can cook up for themselves.
All it takes is one opportunity.
It does, man.
And they will be given that shot. I do believe that.
People in the chat saying we need Deebo Samuel. How do you feel about that? I know we've been on and off about the trade talks for the past couple podcast episodes, especially the last one.
Yeah, the trade discussion, I mean, it's very hot and cold when it comes, like there's just one moment where, it's really, a big talking discussion on social media, stuff like that. Then for next couple of days or next couple of weeks, it's just very ice cold, like we don't really know what's going on, I do believe Khan and the Steelers still have a pulse on certain teams just to get a feel of, are you interested in trading this guy away? What you asking price, stuff like that.
Right.
Considering the fact that it's past June 1st, what is the contract details if Samuel were to be traded?
Yeah, regarding Deebo Samuel, which, I mean, if you're thinking of a Niners receiver that's going to be traded, it's probably going to be Deebo because they already have Deebo's replacement. They can replace anybody for Deebo.
Yeah.
They can replace Deebo with anybody. They can't replace Ayuk. They can't. They got Pearsall in the first.
No, and
Ayuk is a better receiver, and he's younger, clearly.
Yeah, and Niners GM, he's alluded several times he does not want to get rid of Ayuk.
Why would Lynch want to? Makes no sense. So if there's one to get traded, it's probably going to be Deebo. Now, since it's past June 1st, it's more likely a trade could happen. Here are the contract details regarding Deebo Samuel and what the Niners could save and what they could suffer if they were to trade him. If they trade Deebo Samuel, they would save almost $22 million.
Yeah, all that's going to Ayuk if that's the case.
Yeah, they would save roughly $22 million, while suffering only $6.65 million in dead cap, while also suffering $15.14 million in dead cap next year. That's next year.
Yeah, I mean, that's doable for them, let's be real. I mean, they're still always going to be Super Bowl bound. I mean, $15 million in dead cap. As long as they're still going to be in the Super Bowl hunt, they're still going to be vying in that run. I think it's tolerable for them.
Well, ultimately, I think they could save $22 million and they could eat whatever they got to eat.
Yeah.
I don't think they can keep both Deebo and Ayuk. They can't pay them both. One's got to go. And clearly it would have to be Deebo.
Yeah, it would just come down to business. It's just the business side of things of the NFL. You can't keep them all.
Right.
It's just not possible. There's no freaking way, right?
No.
So Deebo would be more of the movable piece,
right,
for the trade market, and I would imagine he would be a lot more cheaper when it comes to trade capital to give up to the Niners.
Yeah, a little bit, because that team would have to take up on his contract, and let's say hypothetically Deebo gets traded to the Steelers. The Steelers next year would take on a massive cap hit of $24.2 million. Now, they haven't paid nobody outside of Tomlin, but from a roster aspect, they haven't paid nobody. They haven't extended nobody. They might not extend anyone. They typically do around this time of year, but there's been no talks. At this point, there's probably no expectation of them extending anybody like there used to be.
And that might be because of them looking at the wide receiver trade
Exactly.
market.
They might want to take up on a contract, or they might trade for somebody and then give them that big contract.
Yeah.
But in Deebo's for the sake of the example of Deebo Samuel, they would take on his massive contract.
Yeah.
Because there's no let's trade for Deebo and then cut or trade him next year, because if they want to do that, they're still suffering a lot of dead cap in themselves. The Steelers aren't going to do that.
And they don't want to risk that.
And Deebo is only 28 years old.
Yeah, so for his position and for how long he's played, he's still firmly young. That's still a decent age.
I think he'd be a good compliment for the Steelers.
He would be.
Especially for George Pickens.
I mean, Deebo is a hell of a weapon. He's been a hell of a weapon since he was selected by San Francisco.
Well, we all know what he can do on the field. We all know he's versatile. We know he can be portrayed anywhere on the field and be a dominant factor. I think that helped Pickens out a lot. I think they would complement each other.
Yeah,
very nicely.
He just carries that bully mentality. He's a guy that's just very strong, hard to take down. He's a yak monster.
Yes, he is.
Absolutely.
Yes, he is. So
Perhaps they're not signing nobody. The Steelers aren't extending nobody because they might take on a contract like Debo's.
Yeah, and with,
I'm not rolling
with
it
his
out.
cap hit being, what was it, $24 million next year?
Yeah.
The Steelers can be able to take that because the estimated cap space for the Steelers next year is a little over $90 million. So if they want to take the contract, $24 million, with the estimated cap they're supposed to have next year, I mean, they can do that.
Yeah.
I think they could. Because I've stated several times that, the money aspect doesn't seem to be the problem. I mean, if they're looking to try to acquire Brandon Ayuk, who wants $30 million, that's not a big problem to them. It's just the capital they got to give up.
Right.
Khan's not giving up that much trade capital. The money, it's like,
No.
it's whatever. I got you.
No, because he doesn't cave. He doesn't crack for nobody. He doesn't, it doesn't sink for no specific player or no specific offer or negotiation. He doesn't let the pressure get to him. He doesn't let peer pressure get to him. He controls the negotiation. He controls the entire call pretty much.
Yeah,
That's
just
happening.
ask Ryan Poles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So at this rate, a trade for a receiver might happen. It might not. It's not going to happen anytime soon. That's all I know. I'm more focused on seeing what Roman Wilson's got. I want to see what he can do.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to be given an opportunity. I think he could be the 2, man.
If he showcases it, then, hey, Steelers can just take whatever money they're supposed to have next year and just invest into the guys that they may be looking to keep and any added free agents next offseason.
Absolutely. So,
I mean, that would just work out, honestly, for the better. Let's be real.
right. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. But that's kind of my viewing is, I'm still thinking of trade possibilities, but I want to see what Wilson's got to offer.
Yeah, again, these guys will be given the opportunity for sure. Once the Steelers see what they truly have, then will come the decision of if they need to make that trade or not.
Right. I mean, keeping on the wide receiver trade talk, if there is a receiver that the Steelers would trade for, Debo's not at the top of my list.
Who would
more
that be
so-
then?
Debo, he's like right here.
So, like, in the middle?
Kinda.
Okay,
Kinda.
well
He's
then,
not my first
then
option.
who's up here for you?
I don't know. I don't know who's realistic. Clearly Ayuk, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Nara's going to get rid of him. Perhaps, I don't know. Who would realistically get traded? DK?
Yeah, DK was a
DK.
big talking discussion. Because Benjamin Albright, right, Broncos insider,
Yeah.
he alluded that the Steelers looked into Seattle and what they were looking to potentially acquire for DK.
I could see Seattle trading DK.
I mean, they got Jackson Smith-Njigba, so they would technically have his replacement since they already locked down Tyler Lockett for pretty much the remainder of his career.
DK's different, though.
Yeah, we all know that. We all know that.
But, I mean, they've made calls to certain teams. Seattle's confirmed to be one of them. So perhaps DK.
Yeah.
I would still like Cortland Sutton, but the Broncos have kind of shut them down. Maybe they're more open to the idea. Maybe they changed their mind. I don't know.
I will say this. I find Cortland Sutton to be the most probable, the most realistic because of the chemistry that he's already got with not only Russell Wilson, but Zach Asani too, because Asani was the Broncos wide receiver coach
Last year.
Yeah.
And clearly the Russell Wilson connection. It makes sense.
Yeah, there you go. You want to build on that chemistry, continue to bring it to Pittsburgh. You can very well do that. Son had 10 touchdowns last year with Wilson. He was a touchdown magnet. He would be cheaper. His contract wouldn't be too bad. It would be very Deontay-esque if Deontay was still here. So it's much more digestible, but I don't know if Denver's going to want to trade away their number one receiver. I don't know if they're going to want to trade away a target for Bo Nix.
Bo Nix can throw to Troy Franklin. I don't care.
Quite honestly,
Save-
I don't think Sean Payton wants to help out Russell Wilson.
Save Sutton.
Sean Payton has something against Russell
We
Wilson.
already brought one Sutton in. Why not get the other?
Yeah, we had how many Wilsons, right?
We got three Wilsons.
3 Wilsons.
Let's go for two. Let's go for 2 Suttons.
And a partridge and a pear tree, right?
Well, we already got Watt and Watts. Is there anything else I'm missing?
There might be, for all I know.
I'm just saying. But regarding
We got the Herbigs, so.
we do, yeah. Regarding Cortland Sutton's contract, the Broncos, if they were to trade him, they would save $13.5 million. They would suffer $3.825 million in dead cap between this year and next year. That's nothing, man. They can wipe their ass with that. Swear, Joy.
Honestly,
it's feasible. It's incredible. It makes sense. It makes sense for both teams. The Broncos are just trapping this guy.
Or just flat out stubborn. Sean Payton's just stubborn.
Dude, just scrap it all. Get rid of Surtain, get rid of Sutton, and just get. You aren't doing anything.
I mean, listen,
you guys
they think Bo Nix is the guy for the future. That's yet to be seen. But they can still do a rebuild, if they get rid of Sutton.
Well, let's say
you know what I mean.
Well, let's say the Steelers trade for Sutton. They only keep him 1 year. Hence, like another
Allen Robinson.
Exactly, like another Allen Robinson. If they were to release Allen Robinson not Allen Robinson. If they were to release Cortland Sutton, they would save $14 million in cap space.
Well, then that would be very Allen Robinson-esque because when we cut Allen Robinson, that saved us, what, 10, 11 mil?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it wouldn't cost the Steelers anything to trade for him. Maybe a 6th or 7th, maybe a 5th. Now, I don't think it would be Allen Robinson-esque. I'm just throwing it as an example.
Right. Now, Sutton's definitely more, definitely more better than Allen Robinson, for sure.
I still vote.
Still at his age.
I still vote for Sutton. I do.
But Denver's just stubborn, and they're just greedy. They won't lower the asking price, I guarantee you.
Broncos will probably want a 2nd or 3rd for Sutton because of Payton and Russ. Not worth that high of a pick in a new deal. We won't have to give him a new deal. He'll be on a contract 2 years. He'll be 31 at the end of his contract. We don't have to pay him a new deal.
No.
It wouldn't cost a 2nd rounder. It cost a 5th at max, a 5th at the highest.
Yeah.
That's nothing. The Steelers love trading their 5th rounders, dude. They have 2 next year.
They do, so they can afford 1. Oh, we got how many 7s for the Kenny Pickett trade? 2?
Yeah.
They give 1 to Denver. Like, take it, Denver. You can find probably a steal if you're lucky, right?
Chris Godwin, Brandon Cooks. Okay, Chris Godwin kind of intrigues me. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, Chris Godwin. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the Bucs were able to keep everybody. They kept Baker. They kept Evans. They kept Antoine Winfield Jr.
Yep.
I mean, Chris Godwin, dude.
They kept a lot of their free agents. I was surprised on the fact that we were able to keep the majority of them.
Chris Godwin would be a great. I don't know if they trade him, but he'd be a great addition. He's had 1,000 yards the last 3 years.
I believe so. He's still a handy target, even when he does have lingering injury issues, but the guy's still tough. He still fights through it.
Same age as Debo.
Still a hell of a receiver.
In fact, he's coming into the last year of his contract.
Interesting.
I think he is. Listen, he signed a 3-year, $60 million extension back in 2022. So yes, he's coming to the last year. Now, if the Bucs were to trade Godwin, this is big, man. They would save $20 million, but suffer $7.5 million in dead cap this year, while suffering $18.8 in dead cap in 2025. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a chunk. I don't know if they would do that. I think they're trying to make a push with Mayfield.
Especially the fact that they just gave him an extension. Why would they want to take away a key component away from Mayfield, from that offense?
I like the idea. In fact, I love it, but I just don't think it's feasible. I don't think it's realistic. Granted, I don't think DK's realistic, but I threw them out there. So
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
Hey, listen, I mean,
just give us Cortland Sutton and we'll call it a day. I'll be happy.
I mean, it's like Omar Khan would allude, anything and all things are on the table. So it's just, some to bring up, some to discuss, and some to kind of keep an eye on for some to potentially happen.
Yeah.
Because it could not. I don't know. It's just the waiting game for all of us.
It is. Keenan Allen went for a 5th, so anything less than that for Sutton. Yeah.
Yeah, Bears stole him.
Not after that contract.
That's a 5th.
A 4th makes sense.
Yeah, but Keenan Allen had a career year. Like you figure they may want to ask for at least a 3rd, right?
No, not with that contract. The Bears got to take a big contract. The Bears got
taking a big gamble at Caleb Williams. Like, come on.
Well, that's why they traded for him, but they weren't going to trade anything significant for him because
they traded something significant for Chase Claypool. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I don't know what to say.
I don't care about the contract differences. Like, come on. You're talking about a proven veteran and a TikTok guy.
I don't know what to say.
All right.
He was doing a rookie contract.
Big whoop.
Where's he at, by the way?
Buffalo. Apparently, he's standing out real good. That's according to some reports over in Buffalo.
You sure about that?
We'll see in preseason.
You know, I've also I was gonna mention him, but we gotta move on. If you know, you know.
As a matter of fact, week 2 of the preseason, we played the Bills in Heinz Field. So,
Hey, yo, Ryan Watts, I'm gonna need you to lock down Claypool, bro. Come on.
we're gonna be seeing Claypool potentially return.
I need Claypool versus Corey Trice.
Okay, all right.
That's what I need.
Let's see that.
Yeah, buddy.
Clumsy Claypool return to Pitt, week 2 of the preseason, right? There you go. Something to keep an eye out for.
I'm so glad we're past that, by the way. I'm so glad we're past that.
Omar Khan couldn't wait to move on from that.
I'm happy in the chat. Says, do you guys know why we are not resigning Marcus Golden? Him and Herbig was a great rotational duo to give Watt and Highsmith. I do believe the reason they haven't resigned him is because Marcus Golden was the primary rotational guy. He was the edge 3.
Yeah.
Now that's going to be Herbig. If they brought back Marcus Golden, would Marcus Golden be fine with him and Herbig literally splitting the snaps? Not splitting.
Splitting responsibilities.
Swapping
responsibilities, of course. I mean, Golden, he was a very, very good depth guy, very good edge piece. Our edge depth last year was the best that we had in quite a long time compared to years prior when Watt was hurt, remember?
Yes.
Sorry to bring up bad memories, but
yes.
I mean, Herbig is a guy that needs to see more playing time. We even stated it in his rookie year last year. Herbig should be seeing more playing time.
Yes.
I think it's actually essential he sees significant playing time because I feel like he can take some of the load off for not only Highsmith but TJ Watt.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, you know, they want to keep the guys fresh, especially since, I mean, listen, this is the Pittsburgh Steelers we're talking about, okay? I love the roster we've assembled, but ultimately it's still going to be a heart attack every fucking Sunday. So, yeah, we're going to need these guys to be as fresh as they can be when it comes to clutch time. So play Herbig more, man. He is young. He's ready to go. He has been under Watt's wing. You know, like just
since his Wisconsin days,
bro. Like let's just play the guy. The guy is a beast. He was single-handedly responsible for giving us our only turnover versus Seattle last year, and he only played 2 snaps. Come on,
and that's crazy. Like the amount of snaps he plays, he makes the most of it. Like he just sticks out. He's a highlight. Even when he's not really making a play, he's still a highlight with just how he is.
Even in special
rushing
teams.
the passer.
Even in special teams. Like the guy, he's going to be the edge 3. I think he should see a significant amount of playing time. My question is, who's the edge 4?
Yeah, because
that's where Marcus Golden could come back, but would he be fine with getting the 4 spot?
I see that. I don't know. I mean, he hasn't been picked up yet. I don't know when he will. I'd be more than open to bring back Marcus Golden. You know, matter of fact, a couple months ago, Bud Dupree, was kind of circulating around social media about potentially being brought back because he was talking to the Steelers about possibly reuniting with the team, but I think he's with the Chargers now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So he's over there, and when it came to that, I don't know if Bud was going to be comfortable because he would have to be the number 4. He would have to be the number 4. I don't think he would be comfortable doing that, and you'd have to play special teams, and Dupree rarely played special teams.
Right.
So that was probably never really going to happen, although I've always been open to a reunion with Bud Dupree coming back. I felt like the tail end of his Steeler career was great. Him and Watt really build that chemistry, but just at this current state of the roster and his career, I mean, he would just be a outside linebacker 4, an edge 4, because Herbig's obviously that number 3. So,
well, let's look at it this way. I do think we could use an edge 4. Granted, that person would only primarily play special teams, much like Herbig last year.
Yeah.
Herbig only had, 2 sacks last year?
3.
Wow!
3. He had one against the Rams, the Bengals, and the Seahawks. Yeah.
This guy needs some fucking playing time.
I did my homework.
This guy needs some playing time.
Yes, he does.
Wow. I want to look at something. I want to look at the snaps, because he was the edge 4 last year. Golden was the 3. Herbig was the 4.
Yeah.
He got 3 sacks as the 4, bro.
Yes, he did.
But I want to look at his snap count because this might explain why they have not signed, or they don't have a 4 right now, and they might be giving guys the opportunity for that in camp. Let me find defense. So when you look at the defense, you look at Nick Herbig's snaps. Where's the snap count? I want the snap count. I want the snap numbers. Why can't I find it?
Do they not have it?
Hold on. Give me a second. I got it. Maybe. Snaps. Where's the snaps?
You're still looking.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, go down to the bottom. Should say it.
Where? Where, bro?
Yeah, you would have to go. Hold on, let me do it.
Yeah,
Hold
you do
on.
it. You know this better than I do.
Give me a minute. Give me one moment if this keyboard wants to work for me. If I can find it.
Hold on. I found it.
Oh, you beat me to it?
Yep.
You bastard.
Where's he at? Where's he at?
All right, you got to go to game logs. You got to go to that year. Right?
Okay, so all of last year, Nick Herbig only had 191 snaps. Compared to Marcus Golden, who had, let me see if I can find it. Marcus Golden. Where's Marcus Golden? Where the hell's Marcus Golden? Here, you do it.
I don't know. Here, give me a moment.
It's not letting me find the one that I need.
Go over there. Go to that year.
I can't find the right website. Give me a minute, folks. Where's Marcus Golden? They got all the names I need but Marcus Golden.
Well, Golden had 4 sacks last year as number 3.
I know that.
Definitely had more snaps. He didn't have as many.
All right, this is pissing me off.
He had more snaps than Herbig, of course, but not too many. Not as many.
A couple months ago, this was a non-issue. Now, what did they change? Where is it at? Give me a minute, folks.
Bro, they've been waiting a minute.
I know. Snaps. Where's the snaps?
Hold on.
I know Herbig had 191 snaps. That's what I know.
That's not.
Okay, I don't know why this fucking website is pissing me off. Still statistics. All right, you know what? We're gonna move past that. My point's not proven.
Yeah, we're taking too long for that.
I was gonna compare Marcus Golden's stats to Nick Herbig's stats, because what I'm trying to prove is Nick Herbig, as the 4, rarely saw time, 191 snaps compared to what Marcus Golden had. Now with Herbig as the 3, he'll be getting those snaps, hopefully more than what Golden got.
Right.
And he's going to be a playmaker. He's going to be a great rotational piece. And hopefully he can take a big chunk of the responsibility to keep our edge rushers fresh. Otherwise, if injury happens, then, yeah, we don't really have a 3 if knock on wood, Highsmith, Watt go down.
Yeah.
So maybe they could use a 4. Maybe they have Marcus going on speed dial in case that happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Golden's still out there. Swear jar?
Was it because I called you a bastard? I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess you got to swear jar that now twice. Yeah, if you want to look for
Golden had 230. Is that it?
Well, if you want to, because I'm on PFF, they have the snap count here.
See, I had a more simplistic.
Well, it didn't work. 223 it says.
223.
Yeah.
So he had Marcus Golden had 223. Herbig had 191.
It says 183 here.
Regardless, close enough.
Yeah.
Although
wasn't
Golden out a few games?
I don't remember. I really don't.
I think he was.
Was he injured or healthy and active?
Was he healthy and active? I think I remember there was one game he was in healthy and active, and I was questioning why.
Well, Golden, he had more snaps, but it wasn't as significant.
No, because Herbig, his presence was just.
Well, in general, when it came to both of them, the capabilities they were at edge depth, like, because we saw
He missed one
Watt, we saw Watt and Highsmith seeing a lot more significant playing time when we had more than capable edge depth in recent memory, and they weren't really using it like they should have.
Right.
I feel like when it comes to this upcoming season, you got to get Herbig a significant amount more playing time. But who your number 4 edge guy is, I mean, that's undetermined. Because I have no idea who could be filling that role. I don't know if the Steelers will sign anybody to fill that role. I don't know if Golden will come back to take that role.
Well, I think, because here's who they have on the roster now. They have Jeremiah Moon. They have Jacoby Winmon, Julius Welshoff, and David Pearls. That's it. Those are the only edge guys. Unless they want to put Patrick Queen there. Not Patrick Queen. Peyton Wilson there as the edge guy. Maybe they want to put him on the edge.
They absolutely could, though, because he does have the size. You know, he was a hell of a blitzer in college. So if they want to get Wilson involved in not just dime packages, but they want to put him over tackle at edge just to get him involved, to kind of confuse defenses a little bit more, they could do that. They really could.
It's possible.
Because Wilson can play both. I feel like he can play both.
No, but regardless, Herbig's a 3, and he should start seeing more playing time.
Yes, he should.
Like, he's gonna be a stud, dude.
Yes, he should.
Herbig, bro, and here's a little behind the scenes, man. Rob's got another player clip that he's been making. If you guys haven't seen the player clips, all credit to him.
Yeah, I've been working on them. Yeah,
He's got another one going for Nick Herbig, and let me tell you, bro, this thing is spicy.
Yeah, because I pretty much worked on the top 4 picks of this year's draft. Peyton Wilson, Roman Wilson, Zach Frazier, and Troy Furtado, but I kind of jointed Furtado and Broderick Jones since they were back-to-back tackles, back-to-back first-round picks. I kind of joined them together because that's the plan, to be the future tackles, future franchise guys at that position. Then I did JPJ. Then I did Keanu Benton.
Dude, listen, man. If there's there's so many guys that I'm excited for on the defense this year.
Yeah.
But seriously, up there, like when it comes to guys I'm super pumped to see this year, Peyton Wilson's up there. Benton's like right below him.
Yeah.
I am so heavily high on Keanu Benton. Mm-hmm. Can't wait to see him work.
You know, he revealed that he lost 10 pounds this offseason. So he was what, about 309 pounds last year, so he's down to 299.
Oh,
and
God.
you already seen, you know, for his size last year, just how fluid he was, how quick he was, how strong he was. Him slimming down a bit, him losing some weight just to get faster, to get more
fluid,
more flexibility in his game. I mean, that excites me. That does. That really does excite me.
Right, but now you're going to be doing Herbig.
Yeah, because I can't really do Washington because he was mainly a blocker. He got like 3 passes last year. I mean, no one's really going to want to see that. Let's be real. So, although you know, Washington's another guy that I could see more significant playing time with Arthur Smith now, with how he uses his tight ends, tight end sub packages, stuff like that. But yeah, Herbig's definitely the next one coming up.
Yeah, Herbig for sure, and whoever else that we could just come up with.
Oh, I got a list.
I'm sure you do.
The list of Jericho.
The list of Jericho. Oh, God.
Not the learning tree.
Hey guys. Okay, I'll shut up.
Not the learning tree.
No. Anyway,
the learning tree is like Tomlin's coaching tree.
Oh, why you got that?
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Am I wrong though?
No, you're
Name
not.
me one coach that came from his tree. There's not even a branch.
I'm not even going to say Brian
No disrespect
Flores.
to Tomlin, but
I'm not even going to say Brian Flores.
No.
I will say, though, if there's a guy that could, I will say potentially Eddie Faulkner.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
I think Eddie Faulkner, maybe Zach Asani, perhaps Tom Arth, our quarterback coach.
Yeah.
Potentially. Maybe
down the road.
Maybe this is the start of a Tomlin coaching tree.
Hey, you never know. We'll see.
I don't know, man. Moving on, man. I want to talk about Minkah Fitzpatrick. Because when you think about our defense, clearly you think of Watt, you think of Hayward, you think of Highsmith, you think of the linebackers, but you clearly think of Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
He had a down year. Let's not sugarcoat.
Let's not beat around the bush. Yes, Minkah was extremely quiet.
He had a bad year. He had a down year. He had his worst year since he was traded to the Steelers back in 2019.
Yeah.
He had 0 turnovers last year.
Which is very rare of Minkah. The man's a turnover machine, whether it's a pick, a fumble, whatnot, you name it.
Now,
Minkah got none, and he only played 10 games, so he missed 7 last year.
Yeah, I mean, he was on IR, and we're not dumb. We all know he was misused. He was misplaced on the defense again.
He was primarily, for the most part, playing in the blocks or even at sometimes being the blitzing safety.
Which I never understood. Stop blitzing Minkah. Now that they got Deshaun Elliott, they can do that as much as they want.
Yeah.
Even when they had Emmons with Minkah, Emmons was the blitzing safety. Don't put Minkah in the box. Don't make him blitz. Listen, he's capable of doing it.
He's shown he can do it, but it's just not ideal because, I mean, you put him in the box and it's exposing the back end of the defense, and now they can't cover the deep ball.
You have no safety. You have no one that can range along the field. There's no one that can read the quarterback.
There's no one that can scan the deep ball, the deep playing ability.
And there's no fear from nobody when you see anyone else protecting the deep end at safety for the Steelers if it's not Minkah.
It's exposed. The secondary is exposed.
You don't
Minkah's
trust
not
nobody.
back up top.
You don't trust nobody.
No.
Hell, it was after 2020. I think it was the 2020 season or 2021 season. One of the two. There were literal teams, there were coaches, there were quarterbacks, there were schemes out there that were literally telling their teams, their players, don't throw towards Minkah.
Yeah.
Don't throw towards Minkah.
That when Minkah is back at free safety primarily, where Minkah ball is showcased, where it stands out, that impact alone is what you want from opposing offenses to fear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And we like Minkah had a down year, just misused, absolutely. 0 interceptions. He was played in the box a lot. He was playing linebacker. He was like a 6th linebacker for us. Another linebacker, right? It was very much like his 2022 season where he was used in the box a lot instead of playing up in the free safety zone where he could play along his area.
Yeah,
right?
who remembers when Minkah led the team in tackles?
Yeah.
134 tackles, if I'm not mistaken. It was up there.
And the reason they did that is because our D-line was so bad.
It was trash.
Watt was out, right? Watt was out in 2022 for a while. So we had no one. Cam Hayward, had a good year that year, but he was only defensive lineman that could do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we had nobody in that front 7 that could stop the run, that could do anything. So they had to put Minkah there because he was the only one capable of doing it.
Yeah.
And in 2022, he still had a decent year, but clearly he was just misused. 2023, just not good. Not good at all. You know what I mean? Just not a good year.
No. Again, no turnovers, missed 7 games, injury plagued, was on injury reserve, and just highly misused by Terrell Austin.
Right.
Overall.
Right.
And Terrell Austin, he did allude to the usage of Minkah during minicamp. He stated that he and the Steelers will have Minkah Fitzpatrick roaming back up at free safety in the robber role rather than playing in the box.
Good.
Or blitzing.
And that's what the signing of Deshaun Elliott does for the Steelers. It allows Minkah to be Minkah. And that's what's most important. No more of him playing in the box. No more of him not playing the free safety role. Not more of him roaming around and doing what he needs to do. He can now do that.
Yeah.
There's no more just Minkah having a down year or Minkah, cleaning up for the defense or Minkah being another linebacker. Now he can do what he needs to do, and he can have like a 2022 season where he had 6 interceptions.
Yeah, another Pro Bowl year.
Yeah. Like, let him do what he needs to do.
Yeah,
Minkah
Minkah alluded himself, just let me play football. Let me play Minkah ball.
Yes.
The way to do that is to keep him up top at free safety. That's where he can scan the defense. That's where he can scan the quarterback's eyes. That is where he plays his football best. That is his natural position.
Yes.
It's where he was able to stand out when he was first acquired by this Steelers team.
Right. Now, I know he was out 10 games last year. Well, he only played 10 games last year.
But if you look at his alignment snap count, so in 2021, he aligned at free safety 860 times compared to 111 in the box. In 2022, he lined up at free safety 640 times compared to 161 in the box. Last year, he lined up at free safety 227 times compared to 149 in the box. It's a closer number. Now, I know he played less games, but that's a closer number.
Very close. Very close.
So, yes, he had a down year, and that does have to do with the coaching and where he was aligned, and that also has to do with, let's be honest, Minkah had a down year. There was poor effort. There was poor tackling effort from him. Mm-hmm. You know, he just wasn't playing Minkah ball. Now I feel like he's rejuvenized. Now he has a safety along him that can complement him, that can allow him to do what he needs to do, what he can do,
and that's
where he can put fear in offenses.
Yeah, and him playing alongside Deshaun Elliott. Elliott is, of course, going to be the sole starting strong safety. Last year, Minkah had to kind of deal with he had to work with two co-starting safeties in Keanu Neal and DeMonte Casey.
Yeah,
he had to communicate. He had to build chemistry with two starting safeties. Now I don't know how that works. I don't know how that is, but I would imagine having the chemistry and to communicate with one safety is better than two, of course. That's why him and Edmonds was a very quiet, a very nice duo when Edmonds was here, but now that Elliott is now a Steeler, now Minkah can work on providing the chemistry and building that chemistry with now one safety again, and Minkah can get back to doing what he does best.
Right.
That's the hope.
Yeah. No, and that's what Terrell Austin has confirmed. Like, yeah, he's not going to use in the box anymore. And it also has to do with that our linebacker room for now, knock on wood, is healthy.
Yeah.
Because once our linebackers went down, then that's why Minkah played in the box a lot more excessively. Like, they had, it's very similar to 2022. Or 2020. Yeah,
2021.
2021. But I mean 2022 when Watt was out.
Yes, yeah. From that standpoint,
That's what I'm referring to. It's like 2022 when Watt was out. They put him in the box a little more because they had to. They didn't have anyone to depend on to just do anything in the box, right? Like, same thing last year. Linebackers were out. They had to put him there. But it's not a case where he can't do it. It's just not where he should be.
It's not ideal. It's just him out of position.
Yeah.
It's just him out of position. He can do it. It's just don't do it.
No, I'd much rather not when they clearly improved a lot of the areas there.
Yeah, secure the secondary completely. Make sure the secondary is solidified because you already have your pass rush. That's never going away.
They have their pass rush. They have their linebackers. And they now have their corners, man.
The whole defense is solidified on paper. It's solidified with their starters.
They have all 11 starters right now.
Like zero issue, no issue.
None at all.
So they're good to go. Terrell Austin has his guys. He's good to go.
No, he can insert anyone in any role and have 11 starters right now, confidently.
Yeah.
It's a great thing to have for the defense. As long as it stays healthy. And if that can happen, then yes, Minkah is still allowed to play the free safety role.
Mm-hmm, of course.
But Minkah, we know what he can do, so just let him do it. He had 6 interceptions in 2022. He had multiple interceptions every single year since being traded to us, except last year.
Yeah.
So I know some people may doubt Minkah. They may look at Minkah a little more negatively than
less confidently for sure.
Right.
In some eyes, but
I don't think that's all Minkah's fault.
No, some of it was, his play obviously wasn't there. That could have been because he was injured. He had to fight through it. Some of that was, of course, Terrell Austin's usage of him. It's a collaboration of both.
Well, everyone's hands were cuffed.
It was a mix of both.
Everyone's hands were cuffed.
But, hopefully this year's different. Hopefully Minkah can bounce back, have another stellar year, be that turnover machine, turnover monster that we all know Minkah is and still can be, and just be that anchor, that dominant, impact player as far as playing ability and presence-wise on the defense.
Absolutely. Yeah, I got no fear whatsoever that Minkah is going to bounce back. I have full confidence in the world, man. Seriously. I think he's going to have another great year. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see Minkah roam back there. I'm more excited to see what Deshaun Elliott's going to do for him, how he's going to compliment him.
Yeah.
How Elliott can play in the box. He can play in the slot. So everything that the Steelers had Minkah doing last year, in the last couple of years, more so or more consistently than they should have, Elliott can do.
He can.
They finally have that guy.
He can.
Well, just like Edmonds, man. Edmonds complemented him perfectly. Elliott's going to do the same thing, but perhaps a better result. Because I think Elliott's a better safety than Edmonds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
And Elliott just... I think that's just a great matchup right there. I think that's a great duo.
Yeah.
So it's a safety, man. Safety duo. I'm so glad we have a starting safety now, rather than just these rentals or these co-starters.
Yeah. Yeah, no more of that.
And we got KZ as a backup. We got Trenton Thompson as a backup.
Yeah.
So
KZ's still a backup. You know, he can still be that third safety if need be.
Right.
But no longer a starter.
Will Cole Holcomb return this year after season-ending injury? I don't know. I don't know the update. I haven't found an update.
Last I heard was from Omar Khan. I think that was...
Let me search it.
I think it was after the draft, if I'm not mistaken. You know, they don't really know the timetable yet for Holcomb, you know, but Khan alluded that, you know, he's working hard, you know, he's busting his butt, you know, just to try to get back out there with the guys and just trying to recover from this because ACL tear is no joke.
Yeah, I just searched in Cole Holcomb injury on Google. I haven't found anything.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I remember Brooke Pryor reported that it's not as simple as an ACL tear. Like, there was more damage when the injury occurred. So it's obviously taking a lot longer than they kind of anticipated.
He will start the season on the PUP list, undoubtedly. But we got guys that can start. But once he's back, or if he's back, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I mean, you still got that rotation of guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like they got their core. It's a great problem to have for the Steelers. The amount of depth they have on the defense. I wish it was better in certain departments, but you can't have it all. You just can't. But looking at it on paper, yeah, we do have every single starter.
Yeah, we do.
It's good to have, man. All right, let's see what the chat's saying. Our defense should be dominating teams this season. Hopefully everyone stays healthy, especially Watt. If everyone stays healthy, we're looking at a top 3 defense. And I don't think we're 3. We might not even be 2, bro. We were the best defense in 2019 and in 2020.
Yeah, we were. It was dominant. Hell, our defense last year, even through injuries, kept us in games.
Yeah, it did.
My goodness.
Until the injuries got too much, especially the linebacker room.
And the safeties, too. Boy,
Yeah.
were they bare.
Yeah.
We had to get Blake Martinez and Miles Jack out of retirement. We called up Eric Rowe, who I'm still all for, you know, bringing in as, you know, as competition.
Well, they might have him on standby, too, along with Marcus Golden.
Possibly.
These guys are just sitting on the couch enjoying the off time. Like, hey, we need you. And they're ready to go.
Maybe.
Just one of those close relationships, potentially. So, I mean, it's a good thing to have for the Steelers.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on in the chat. Bring Edmonds back for depth.
Ain't he a Jaguar?
Yeah, didn't he just sign somewhere? I know it's quiet, but
Terrell Edmonds is...
he's a Jaguar.
That's funny.
Yeah.
He intercepts the quarterback that just got overpaid last year to send his former team into the playoffs, and he signs with the Jags. Yeah, I just intercepted your quarterback, but, you know, I'm ready to play ball with you.
So, yeah, he signed with the Jags. It'll be interesting to see if he makes the roster. Edmonds hasn't had a lot of success since leaving Pittsburgh, but we'll see that.
He signed with the Eagles, then got traded, made a play for the Titans, and now he's a Jag. So I still wish Edmonds nothing but the best of luck.
Sure.
Hopefully he finds his.
That man's the reason why we made the playoffs, bro.
He is.
I'm forever thankful.
Man,
just like the Bills in 2015, I'm forever thankful.
Yeah. Hopefully Edmonds can win himself a roster spot for real. He's a hard worker.
He is. I just don't know why he doesn't have a market. I know he's not that good, but I think like his consistency and his healthy or his availability exactly, and the fact he started 5 years for the Steelers should ring true to a lot of teams. But I mean, he's not our problem no more. I think we got an upgrade, so I mean, you know, we'll see what happens there. We have Queen. That dude is going to light it up. I'm excited for Queen, man. Queen's going to be great.
And the fact he's wearing 6, I'm so glad they gave him the single digits.
Yeah.
I know it's like a small detail, so that might not matter to some folks. I kind of care about little details like that. I don't know. I'm just weird. Why is Broderick Jones not starting left tackle, but Dan Moore is? Probably because Broderick Jones is still the starting right tackle until Troy Fautanu wins that. And then Broderick will be starting left. I swear to God, if Dan Moore's still the starting left tackle and not Broderick, we're going to have some fucking problems. If Troy Fautanu is the starting right tackle and Broderick Jones does not move over to the left and is not starting, we are going to have a serious issue.
If that were to happen, then I would have to question why they traded up for Broderick, because why are you still starting Dan Moore?
I'm going to have to question. Bro, does Dan Moore have some blackmail on you? Like, what the hell's going on here?
He's the last of the Colbert branch. He's the last one.
I know he
of
is.
bad players.
Listen, man. I know Dan Moore has been a good worker. He's a hard worker.
He's a good teammate.
He's been a great teammate, man. He's been a leader for these tackles, man. Like he's been one of the first guys to come up to the rookie tackles and showing them the ropes, showing them, certain things.
He's being that veteran, that veteran type of player with these rookies. He's giving them advice. He's trying to help them out. Like we know what the intention is with Broderick and Fautanu. We all know what's going to happen.
Well, so does Dan Moore.
But Moore is being professional about it.
Incredible.
He's taking them under his wing. He's being that veteran guidance for them. He's trying to give them any sort of advice, any way to help them out in their game, in their future. And he's just going to take whatever role he's given, whether he's a starter or a backup, and he's just going to try to provide this team the best way he can, and I can respect that.
Right.
I'm not the biggest fan of Dan Moore as a player, as a starting left tackle.
We have made that known.
Very evident for the past 2 years, probably 3. Let's be real.
2.
But
because I gave him a chance his rookie year.
I can respect what Dan Moore is doing. I admire that, actually. Like, I have grown. I have a huge amount of respect for Dan Moore and what he's doing.
What I'm saying, though, is he's not a starter on the team.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Yeah. He's been serviceable, but clearly not serviceable enough to the point where the Steelers, they drafted 2 back-to-back tackles. I mean,
Yeah, they
that
did it
says
for
a lot.
They did for a reason.
That says a lot. Ryan Connolly's been a member of the STM for 15 months. Appreciate you, Ryan. He says TJ may have passed his prime. He's coming off 19 sacks.
He's coming off being robbed of Defensive Player of the Year for the 3rd time.
I know he'll be 30 in October, I think.
Maybe.
But
He's getting up there, sure, but, I mean, the guy's a baller.
I'm not saying he's past his prime until I see it for myself.
Yeah.
There's no such thing yet. He might have another 2-3 good years. Truthfully.
Maybe.
Some of these edge rushers are going deep into their careers now, man. They're going a lot longer. Think about it.
Calais Campbell, he just signed with the Dolphins. He's like 37 or something.
Isn't Justin Houston still playing? Wasn't he like a starter for the Ravens last year? Was it last year?
I think so.
It was a couple years ago. I know he was a starter for the Ravens a couple years ago. And he had a good year.
So, yeah, these edge guys.
It wasn't last year. It was
2 years ago, he was a Panther. I forgot all about that.
He's a Panther?
I forgot all about that.
What? Can you say Celtics Shaq?
Yeah, sure. But yeah, these edge guys, I mean, they can go for a long time. Like, if they still showcase productive play on the football field.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think Watt's past his peak.
No.
Nowhere near until I see it on the football field.
I'm not saying that until I see it for myself. I mean, I'm just being completely honest. I mean, no. I mean, we'll let you know if that happens. I mean, it'll be evident. All you gotta do is watch. Yeah. But that's not gonna happen for at least another 2 years. Probably not even 2 years, because he's such a player. Such a worker, dude.
The guy loves football.
And that
man don't have a playoff win yet. Since he was drafted by the Steelers haven't won a playoff game.
Think about it. I'm not saying it's Walt's fault. It's not Walt's fault.
No,
Walt's done everything. You remember the Chiefs game?
Yeah.
The first touchdown of that game.
Oh, dude, we all blew our minds.
Watt got the touchdown. Then the Chiefs were like, "Oh no, this can't be happening. This is not happening."
You know what pisses me off even more? Let
me know. What?
Myles Garrett has a playoff win over T.J. Watt.
He does.
J.J. Watt has a more recent playoff win than T.J. J.J. retired a couple years ago.
James Harrison. Need I say more?
And all I'm saying is it better be this year, dude. It better be this year. That's all I'm saying.
No excuses, Coach.
That's all I'm saying. Do you think Freiermuth or Roman Wilson will be the number 2 pass catcher? Yes, I think it'll be Wilson, and I think Muth gets involved a lot.
With Arthur Smith, yeah.
Well, we also have, because he's very tight end.
That's why I say that.
But we don't have another target, so it's going to have to be one of those two.
That's where Muth's definitely going to have to step up a little bit more. That's where his availability is really going to have to stick out. His durability just as much, too.
Yeah, we've mentioned in the past, this is a make-or-break year for Freiermuth.
And a contract year, man.
Yeah.
And a contract year. This is where he really has to make an impact. Where he really has to show up.
Yeah.
And I mean consistently.
No, like you said, availability has got to be first, and then he needs to step it up on the field. He's shown that he can. He just needs to do it a little more consistently.
Yeah.
And it's also, they need to get him involved.
Yeah, middle of the field.
Hopefully.
Middle of the field.
Arthur Smith is incredibly tight end happy, so. If not Freiermuth, I would love to see more of Darnell Washington.
And I think we do see a bit more.
Yeah.
With how tight end heavy Smith is and, Washington's athleticism.
Yeah.
But we know the type of run blocker or just blocker in general he is. But
perhaps I'm a little more high on Darnell Washington than others.
I do think there's hidden potential with him as a pass catcher.
Yeah.
I do.
We all know how great of a blocker he is, dude. He's an absolute mammoth.
He's Bigfoot.
Yeah, literally.
He's Bigfoot out there.
Sasquatch over there, bro.
Yeah.
But I think he can be used as a target. I think we can utilize his size. I think it's a mismatch for everybody.
Maybe in the red zone.
Come on.
Who's stopping that?
It makes sense.
Who's stopping that? Come on. 6'7", 270?
Russ tosses it up, bro. All you got to do is just...
Hell, Fields even. They do some packages with Fields, which they better.
Oh, I swear to God, bro. If they're in the red zone and Justin Fields isn't on the field, I'm going to start questioning, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
The guy can run into the end zone, bro. The one thing we can't do is score. You got someone that can.
He's done it several times. He can use his legs.
Bro, there better be some packages. I'm very curious to see what Arthur Smith's red zone packages are going to consist of. Clearly, they're going to be incredibly tight end heavy, as it already is, not even in the red zone. But it's going to be tight end heavy. I want to see him use Washington's size in the red zone. I want to see him use Justin Fields in the red zone. I mean, come on. It speaks for itself.
Run the ball right there. You got two stud running backs there.
Read option. You want to do a play action. You want to have him run a fake. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
They would be stupid not to. I'm very curious to see what his red zone packages are.
Yeah. And you see what they've been doing in OTAs and minicamp with the ball security? They've been really doing that a lot with Justin Fields.
That's what Eddie Faulkner's all about.
Yeah, ball security. And the Steelers running backs are great at protecting that ball.
Yeah.
Especially Najee.
Warren still has an issue, mostly when it's wet, but...
Yeah, but Fields, he's trying to work that with Fields, and that's something that you love to see because that does need some working on if Fields wants to stick around.
It's his biggest concern.
It's the turnovers, it's the fumbling issue. I think he's actually had double-digit fumbles since he's come into the league, so that's he's going to have to clean that up.
Absolutely. Hayward getting resigned, I don't know.
Drake, I don't know. I really don't know if it happens in general.
We mentioned it on the last podcast episode. I'm all for it as long as it's team friendly, but I ultimately don't think Hayward takes a pay cut, and I don't think Khan's going to crack for Hayward. I don't think he's going to fold for Hayward. And Hayward's already said, man, I don't know if you guys have seen this. Hayward's already said that he's comfortable finishing his career out of Pittsburgh.
I think I did read that today.
he's pretty much preparing himself and his family, like if it has to come to that, then so be it. It is what it is. He always will be a Steeler, of course. He'll always be in a Steeler memory, Steeler history. But if he's going to want to stick around as a Steeler, if he's going to want the money that he desires, the contract that he desires, then for his age coming off an injury, though he's healthy now, I'm glad he is, if he can still showcase his dependability, his durability, his availability, and his impact as a player on the football field at his age, then we could be talking contract extension. Then we could be talking money.
But he's not. I don't think he's gonna take a pay cut, man. I would like to see it, but I don't think he will. Ultimately, man, I think this here was last year. A part of me thinks it should be. If he has another 10+ sack season like he did the last 2 years before 2023, then perhaps we can get a deal done. But I'm not overpaying him.
No, neither am I.
No.
Neither am I.
No, not when you look at the defensive line group in the draft next year.
And the offensive guys that we have to keep a hold of. We have to resign.
Absolutely.
And we'll see what happens, though.
I don't know if anyone's going to get resigned, dude. I don't know if anyone's going to get resigned this offseason. Lord knows. You would think someone would. There's just no news. There's no anticipation anymore. I had that with Daniels, but that was closed off.
Yeah, it was.
So, I don't know why, but we'll see. Is that why we have so many players on their last 1-year deal to see how they fit in this new scheme? Yeah, Tom, perhaps that's the case. Maybe that's why they declined Najee's 5th year. Khan said it was more so about business, but that doesn't rule out anything further happening with Najee. But
yeah.
Perhaps, it was reported by Jerry Dulac, that they want to see how he does in Arthur Smith's scheme.
Yeah, pretty much he means that the Steelers want Najee to prove himself once again, although I don't know how many times Najee had to prove himself when he was playing under the worst scheme since entering the league.
Well, it's a different scheme.
I know it is.
Najee is an up-the-middle guy. He'll find a hole, and then he'll go, right? Arthur Smith's scheme's a little different. His run schemes are a little not Najee-esque.
Yeah, and I'm aware of that, and I'm hoping Najee can work in that scheme, that Najee can get better in the environment that he's not familiar with. But Najee's a guy that just knows how to prove people wrong. Well, he knows how to shut people up.
He's a worker, and I think with this line, I think it could function well. With the wide zone run scheme that Smith runs, I think with our line and the athleticism and
the maulers in the run game,
I think it could fit for Najee. I think he'll continue to showcase himself. He's already deserving of a contract.
So is Jaylen Warren.
Yeah.
Both of them are.
I just don't know when that comes. I don't. I really don't. None of us do. It's just one of those things where we're going to be doing whatever. We're going to be doing our daily activities. Midday, we'll look at our phone. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, maybe the news pops up.
So what happened with Tomlin on Monday?
That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. Dude, I saw that 3 hours after it was announced.
Hell, remember when Russell Wilson was signed? The announcement came? That happened almost at midnight.
Bro, we were about to go to bed.
Yeah.
For work next day.
Yeah.
And then we saw his announcer like, well, emergency live stream, here we come.
Yeah, bro, I remember getting a notification about Justin Fields. We came back from our niece's birthday party. You were walking the dog outside. I was about to eat dinner. Literally, I pick up the fork. I go to eat. I get a notification on my phone. I look down. It says breaking news. I put down the fork.
That's first.
So, damn, bro. Man, you can go fuck yourself. Anyway, I checked the phone, and it says Steelers traded for Justin Fields. My jaw drops. I run out the front door. I look for Dan. He's out back. And I want to say he's like maybe 50 yards away from me. And I yell at the top of my lungs, "Yo, Dan!" He looks up. I'm like, "Check your phone." So I see him slowly looking to pick up his phone. He looks down, and then he looks back up. I see the smirk on his face, and then we just both share this like maniacal but like laughter of joy over the news. Like I'll never forget it.
So what we're saying is like anything can happen.
It could happen at any time, out of nowhere. Just doing your daily.
Maybe it's one of those things where we just shouldn't anticipate it.
Maybe
just let it happen. Let it play out.
Because quite honestly, the move that Omar Khan has done, we have not anticipated it. Let's be real.
No.
Neither of us could have anticipated the moves that Omar Khan has done since he's been GM.
Because it's so unpredictable. You don't know what's next. So maybe just don't expect it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just the case.
You know what? That's my attitude going forward. I just won't expect anything. We'll just see what happens, man.
There you
go. Let's see. I hope Arthur Smith does a read option with Justin Fields in the end zone. They should. That's exactly how they should use him. Or just anywhere on the field, really. If Russ plays well, the Steelers have expressed interest in extending him beyond his current deal after next season. If that's the case, should the Steelers do it, and what would they do with Fields? See, that's interesting because I haven't thought that far ahead. That's a good question. If Wilson plays well enough to get an extension, then yeah, he should probably get an extension. It really does depend on the success of this season.
Yeah, it does.
It depends on how far of a playoff push this team makes. Otherwise, I still picture this as a one-and-done deal for Russ, and then Fields gets extended. He gets a chance in 2025.
Yeah. And whatever he learns from Russ, whatever he has learned, I don't want to say sitting on the bench, but what he learned sitting behind Russ. Learning
right.
in the Steelers scheme, Steelers playbook, Arthur Smith's scheme and stuff like that. He can take it into 2025. This is the anticipation for me and Dan here. I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's just the anticipation.
Otherwise, White Mama's the one that asked that in the chat.
Yeah.
If Wilson gets extended, I think Fields is gone because he's not the starter. Why would he come back? He's trying to be a starter elsewhere, right? He's trying to be a starter even for the Steelers now, man. He's competing with Russ this year. So if Russ gets extended for 2025, I think Fields is gone. If he doesn't get the offers that he thinks he's going to be fielding, no pun intended, Fields could come back and he could continue to share that chemistry and continue to learn under a guy like Wilson. Maybe. Would that happen for 2 years? I can't give you a straight answer.
I don't know.
But I'm still picturing a one-and-done deal for Russ, and then Fields gets the chance 2025.
Yeah.
But I did hear, I did hear what Mamba said, where the Steelers have expressed in potentially extending him. I wouldn't go that far yet. Let's see how far we push.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even talk with Wilson about an extension until after the season ends.
No, you got to have Wilson definitely prove himself. And Wilson's definitely going to have a chip on his shoulder after everything that's happened since leaving Seattle and the debacle type of seasons he's had in his 2 years with Denver and what went down. And now he's here in Pittsburgh. He stated that he feels like he found the fountain of youth.
Yes.
He feels good emotionally, spiritually, mentally, all that stuff. He feels good. He feels wanted here. And that's something that Russell Wilson in quite some time hasn't really felt from an NFL team and an NFL coach. He never really felt wanted. Because if you remember in his later years in Seattle, there were some trade talks leading up in his final days until it finally happened out of the blue when he was moved to Denver. He wasn't exactly felt wanted by Seattle. And then first year in Denver happened, it was bad. And then second year, Sean Payton wasn't really riding with Russell Wilson. He wasn't.
No.
He didn't feel wanted. Here he is. Well, felt like he's wanted to be here.
Because Peyton took over and it just didn't work out.
It wasn't Peyton's vision. At least that's what I see. When Wilson or Peyton, Sean Payton, Jesus Christ, Sean Payton came. Because I'm thinking of Peyton Wilson. Sean Payton agreed to be Denver's coach. It wasn't his vision.
Well, no, I think I just think Russ didn't fit his vision. You know what I mean? You're saying that
what was going on in Denver. What I'm saying, what was going on in Denver when Sean Payton came to Denver wasn't his team, it wasn't his core, it wasn't his guys.
So why did he accept the coaching offer?
The money?
Probably. But
money?
What I'm saying is I don't think that Russell Wilson fit. Well, you're pretty much saying the same thing I'm saying, but Russell Wilson wasn't the quarterback for Sean Payton.
No.
He wasn't. It just didn't work out. So now he's with an organization where it's molding well, it's looking good. He has this new sense of life.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it leads to good things.
Yeah, you can say the same about Justin Fields too, because we all know he was going to get traded. Chicago didn't want him no more, although Ryan Poles did him well. He did him right in the end to take Fields where Fields wanted to go, and that was Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So both these quarterbacks have chips on their shoulders. They're with a group of guys that want them here, and they feel wanted here. They want to be here. They feel wanted to be here.
Yeah.
Which is great to have. It's what you want. It's what they didn't have that vibe. They didn't have that feeling from the previous teams.
No,
now they have it here in Pittsburgh.
No, the morale's up, and it's perfect for this team, man. It's going to just push everybody. Steelers over under season wins total is 8.5. What do you think? You might hammer the over. Hammer the over. Every single year until proven otherwise, man. Hammer the over.
Yeah, it's always the over. It's always the over.
Put a whole paycheck on it, bro.
Especially, with the roster we have on paper. Now, I know the schedules are different. Steelers got, I think, the third strongest schedule in the league. If I'm not mistaken.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Second or third,
that
whatever.
schedule scares the shit out of me, swear jar. But, yeah, I'm still hammering the over.
Yeah.
Until proven otherwise, man. We're not getting a losing season.
No. But we didn't even get it last year, and we were like very at the brink of it until Mason came in.
How did we survive last year? Last year was bad, bro. Last year was
That was the worst quarterback play I've ever seen outside Mason.
Last year was too much for me sometimes, man. When I look back at it, it's all about chemistry along with talent, which I see a lot with this group. Let's go, says Mike Van. I agree. I agree. White Mama says is it also possible that if Russ plays well, the Steelers could deal Fields to a desperate quarterback needy team during the year's trade deadline, maybe for a third or second rounder, perhaps? I could see a trade if Russ just goes all off. If he's like comeback player of the year or something, right? Not that he would, because I don't know where he's coming back from. But what I'm saying, like, he has this great season. They could use Fields for trade bait. But I don't think they'd get a second or third out of him. The Bears didn't even get that.
No.
The Bears didn't even get that. And the Fields would be a free agent next year regardless. So what team would be willing to trade something that crazy?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think the Steelers would even trade him. It's not trade bait. It's not, they're going to keep him.
Yeah.
What the extent of that is, how long that is, what the success of it is to be determined. But
Yeah.
I don't know. This quarterback situation is still a big mystery. It's a big what if. It's a big question mark.
It is.
But it excites me. It excites me more than what we had to deal with. Because I know at least there's some proven talent there.
Proven talent and still some potential even more so. Still some potential to come out of it. Not just from Russ, but from Fields as well. It's going to be a fun quarterback competition because that's what it will be. It will be a competition. Russ is obviously going to be getting first jitters at first-team reps. Fields will eventually get there. They'll compete. But I do believe the anticipation is Wilson is number one. He's going to win it. Fields will be behind Wilson. He'll still learn, but I think Smith will scheme up something to get Fields involved, to get him some playing time and some packages for certain field positions or whatnot.
He better, dude.
And I still feel like the anticipation is for Fields to still develop, still work, because the potential is still there for Fields. Mm-hmm. The guy's a highlight reel. He just still got some kinks to work out. And the anticipation for me and Dan here is he will be a part of the 2025 quarterback competition.
Right.
Whether that's if Russ is still there after this upcoming season or if it's going to be a different pair of guys. We don't know yet.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, I think I'm still going with what my initial feeling was when these moves were made. Is exactly that. Could very well be a lot different. So anything could happen from now and then. We're only a month or so away. In fact, the Steelers did release their preseason schedule. Not preseason. Training camp.
Training camp schedule, yeah.
Let me find the tweet here. No, actually, what am I doing? Let me go to my Twitter. And there we go.
Yeah,
let's go to the Twitter. Let's go. There we go. So the first day of Steelers training camp is July 25th. 1 month and 10 days from now.
Indeed.
Be here before you know it. Because we're already almost 2 months past the draft, dude. I feel like just yesterday we were freaking out over the drafting of Zach Frazier.
Yeah. Lord knows I was.
July 25th is the first day of Steelers training camp.
Friday, August 2nd is Friday Night Lights. I don't know if we'll be there.
I don't know, man.
We went there 2 years ago and it rained. We never had it. We never got it.
Yeah.
We put in PTO to go to Latrobe with some family for no practice to get soaked.
Yeah.
We salvaged it the next day because we went to Pitt and everything. But I wanted to go. I wanted to see some practice.
We made the most of it. Like, we could have, man.
I want to see George Pickens in his rookie season.
Because I'm remembering it. Like, we were standing by the fence. We were just chilling, waiting for the players to come out. Bro, they didn't even get off the bus. The bus didn't even move from where they were.
They had a countdown over here. Said there's like 20-something minutes left till the players come onto the field. Like I said, they didn't get on the bus. Fucking asshole on the speaker. It's like
no, because it started raining. It started raining, but you and me were like, man, if we're gonna get soaked, or if they're gonna get soaked, then so are we.
Yeah, I'm here for
the rain. Ain't gonna hurt no one.
This
is old school football here.
I'm here for the experience. And these people, like the sound guy said, the practice has been postponed. All y'all return to your vehicles. I'm like, we're already fucking wet. What's the difference?
And so, like, me, Dan, the fam, and everybody else is just walking back to their vehicles, and it's raining harder. Like, it's getting bad.
And I'm looking at everyone. I'm like, they knew this all week. This was forecasted all week, and they still scheduled as advertised.
Yeah, they didn't, like, relocate it. They didn't even, like...
They had no plan.
Zero.
And they canceled the Latrobe training camp day the morning after.
Yeah, the next day. Although it didn't rain.
It didn't rain.
It didn't rain. I get if the field was wet, but...
That was almost 2 years ago, and I'm still salty over it.
We got to make up for it. We do. We got to do something.
I don't know, man. We'll see how
we got to do something.
We'll see how our schedules pan out. But yeah, I want to get back to Latrobe this year.
Yeah, for sure.
At least for a day or so.
It's been a while since we've been there.
That first opening day is going to be crazy, though.
Oh, it's going to be packed. And the time is also a lot earlier than years beforehand.
Yeah, why is that?
That I don't know.
Maybe because of the heat?
It might be because of the heat. I have no idea why they're doing that, although I don't mind it.
Well, I remember last year there was a lot of like heat concerns regarding the players. You know, some of them had to sit out because of heat exhaustion. So perhaps that's something that they want to adjust. Now, granted, like I don't know what the schedule was years past. I mean, they've done...
It was always afternoon. From what I remember, it was always afternoon. This time around, especially early on, it's like 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of split it. Like, the first 2 days will be 10:30 in the morning. Then it'll be like 1:55 in the afternoon. And then it'll be 10:30 again for like the next 3 days.
I don't know if they're moving it up because of the heat or whatnot, but like they've done training camp in Latrobe for almost 50 years, over 50 years or something like that. So it's nothing new. How many legends have gone through it? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. Maybe it's an experimental thing. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't mind it though. I don't mind the earlier practice times. I don't.
No, me neither.
I don't find it as a big deal, at least me personally.
No, me neither. But yeah, I'm thinking like I don't know what day we could go to Latrobe, but the first day, the 25th, or Friday Night Lights is looking like interesting dates to me. So we'll see how our schedules pan out. But I mean, I'm looking forward to something.
We're definitely gonna have to make something work because I definitely want to get down there.
We haven't gone down there since 2022. Excuse me. So
hopefully no rain.
Fingers crossed. Rain, dude. Every time we go down there, it rains.
I don't get it. Every time.
It's poor luck. It's awful luck. But
like this upcoming week's gonna be hot, sunny, freaking like barely cloudy. But then like the time we want to go down there, Mother Nature chooses, I'm gonna rain on you. It's like screw you, Mother Nature. Like why you gotta do that to us? Trying to have a good time.
It's just terrible luck, man. It's climate change. Hey, it's probably I don't know. I ain't gonna get into all that.
Ryan, I don't know, man.
What I do know is we've been streaming for like 2 hours now, man. 2 hours just talking about the Tomlin extension and things coming out of Steelers Mandatory Minicamp. So OTAs or rookie minicamp is done. OTAs is done, and Mandatory Minicamp is over.
It's finished. Yeah.
Now, it's just training camp.
It's just Latrobe.
We got a month and 10 days till it happens, but it's right around the corner, essentially, dude. You blink and it'll be there. But time flies, dude. Time flies. We're already halfway past 2024, man.
Before you know it, regular season will be here against Atlanta.
I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
Man. White Mama says, I don't mind the rain. I just hate when I have to stand in it while waiting for the Steelers to lift up. I don't mind. Listen, I deal with the rain a lot. I dealt with it yesterday, actually. It was miserable. I felt like I was in a water park.
Like raining sideways, you said, right?
Oh, yeah. I was up in Elizabethville, and it was raining sideways, and I went and came back. I went out and came back, and I felt like I was in a water park. I was out there 10 seconds. It was miserable.
There's no rain over here.
So oh, lucky you.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Listen,
no.
I'm used to the rain. I deal with it a lot. But next time when there's a massive rainstorm and you got an event planned, like have a backup
Schedule,
plan.
yeah, do something about it. Schedule something.
Yeah, because
Do it inside the training facility. Make it public to Steelers Nation just for one night only if you have to. Just to get practice going, just to make up for the fact that fans are spending money traveling to this location and paying for tickets, you know?
some of it is only exclusive to media, though. So
In that case, I can understand.
it's all whatever. But I don't know. We'll see what day we can get to Latrobe. We'll let you guys know if we find a date or not. But if you guys are going to Latrobe this year, hey, you guys enjoy it. If you guys are trying to plan anything out, I'm telling you, man, if you got a chance to go out there, go out there. It's a hell of an experience, man. It's not like any other. And let me tell you, once you get out there, it'll be one of those things like, hey, we got to make this a yearly trip.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you can get a chance to go out there, man. So with that being said, man, we're going to get on out of here. We've been live for 2 hours. Thanks you guys for tuning in and interacting as always. Appreciate you every single stream. And we'll be back with some more content next week. We got some other topics we want to discuss regarding the season, so we'll get that out to you this upcoming week, man. He has a Nick Herbig edit he's going to be releasing shortly. Look out for that. I'm telling you, bro, it is fire, so look out for that.
Maybe even tomorrow morning.
Interesting.
Keep an eye out, guys.
So, yeah, we're going to get on out of here. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I don't know where you guys are at, but if your area is looking as humid, as hot as ours is next week, stay cool, stay hydrated, and
Stay safe.
seriously.
Try not to get too burnt. No one likes sunburn, so try not to get too burnt. Just stay safe out there.
Yeah. Shit, summer's around the corner. If y'all having any summer activities, man, have the time of your life, man. It's the time of the year where you guys can just go out and enjoy yourself. So do it fun, but do it safely. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. Have a good weekend. See you in the next one.
As always, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Peace! Not going anywhere is Mike Tomlin. My question is, does that also apply to the Steelers? Are we not going anywhere further? Find out.
Well, we're never not working.
Never not working. Well,
Yeah.
we're going to have to find out in 4 months, ladies and gentlemen. 4 months, it'll be October. It'll be whatever week we'll be in.
And I'm ready for it.
Yo, I need football season.
I don't
dude.
know about you guys. I'm ready for September.
Bro, I need hoodie season. I need my pumpkin spice, and I need my goddamn football. Swear, Joy.
It's the best time of the year. Holidays, sports, cool weather, jacket season. All the good stuff, man. None of this hot shit.
Yeah, I don't like the summer.
Neither do
I don't like the heat.
And yes, before we go, tomorrow is Father's Day.
Oh, yes. How can we forget? Yes. And shout out to Pittsburgh Steelers #1 fan in the chat. Yes. Happy Father's Day. If you guys are a father watching, happy Father's Day. If you guys have a father, go out, have a good time. Tell them happy Father's Day. Tell them how much they mean to you. Seriously, man.
Big time, man.
Because you never know when it's going to be the last Father's Day for them. You just never know. You know, it's just nothing's guaranteed. So if you got a father, if you are a father, enjoy it, man. Have a good one, guys. I do want to say happy Father's Day to the Pittsburgh Steelers, only because they are the father of the Cleveland Browns. I just had to say it.
Yes.
Just had to say it.
Yes, Cleveland.
Go fuck yourself.